brate, mislim.
Naboli ga nekom limenom kantom, burazeru i č, bra.
I onda mene pitali, što si išao s nožem, brate, ono veče, pa brate... zato, brate, mislim, jebi ga. Otkud znam, brate, ko će da dođe, šta će da bude, vi.
A brate, taj njegov sin, vidiš da je neki ono miran lik, brate, znaš, ono, povučen, brate, tako, Blaze sam, jebote, i ovi ga dirali iz čista mira, i, brate, došao Matori da ga odbrani, brate, na kraju, eto, kako njega isprebijali tog malog, mada on se dobro je prošao, znaš, a ovog su razbili mu glavu.
A, druž, pa šta bi na kraju, se zna koga je uhvatio, šta je?
Pa da, zna ih taj klinac.
Koji su to?
Bila Murija i hitna, pa su ih odvezli u urgentni, a prvo došla 2 pandura, pa još par komada.
Ništa, Mire, ti damo neko delo, budeš kao Batman, brate, ideš i hvataš kriminalca.
Kao Batman.
A, Batman, mislim, to ti je. Šta ga drkate, pusti ga, brate, mislim, nikome ne smeta, ja i ćao.
A mentoli, jebote. Kakvi su to? Nikad nisam volio takve likove, brate.
A, nisam ni ja, brate, mislim. Znaš kako, ja nisam volio nešto mnogo da se družim s ovim debilima u osnovnoj i srednjoj. Neki lik krenuo na mene, zjebao, ja ga opalim po faci, brate, i to je bilo to. Znači, ono, znaj se.
A pazi, znaš šta je fora, što ovdje ih je bilo 5,
A, da,
i ovaj se nije ni branio, dečko.
Pa znam, pa da se branio, pustili bi ga, mislim. Dobio bi batine taj put, ali posle bi bilo aj ćao, mislim.
Da.
Mora se dokaže što je fora, mislim. A ja sam kako me nervirao, brate, tukao do krvi, brate, i onda kao, ajde, ubit ću ga, brate, moram prekinuti. I posle toga je bilo, ajde, dobro je.
Posle je bilo, doktore! Nešto za kameru jeba.
Igram doka. Šale mi nije foka.
Da ćeš biti Loka? Loka portu boka. Otoka. Loka portu boka. Sad ćemo da gledamo malo kamere. Evo ih. 2 komada, tu there. Loka portu boka. Ništa, idemo okolo onda. Onda vidim da li mogu okolo. Bio jedan. Više nije.
To je Nomad bio.
A? Imaju ovog samobicu.
Preko puta balkona. Iđe njeder sve. Sofija in front. Svi su tu.
Jebot.
Safe behind front.
Defuser kod plus.
Koliko živim, što više mogu, brate.
Thanks.
Oboreni mi ne znači ništa.
He's locked out. There's the castle.
Sad ja ne znam gdje je ovaj.
Je tu ispred. Ne, tamo, des. Aha,
She
Shield
evo je.
is coming to that bomb
19
site.
HP. 19.
A?
Blow the shield, blow the shield. She didn't have time.
Bravo, tati.
Good job.
Ma da, lagano.
Po materi, Bolden.
Previše lagano.
Loka. Brate, on je laki. Loka portu boka. Bedroom. Ti, brate, laksići. Bueres. Tudo motherfucking maksić.
Ajde, Mozi, da vidimo šta će biti s njime.
Bio jednom jedan mozi tune. Ima je život na laganoj nozi. To je Bibi Leksić. To lepo ne flaš.
Uzmi se drona. Aha, jedan je. Otišao napolje, znaš? Nije unutra, otišao je na drugu stranu, okolo ide. Jedan je Ashton na stepenica.
E?
No, upstairs.
Ashton Spiral.
No, mid. Hello. One bathroom. Two bathroom.
Zatreslo, neka eksplozija mi zatresla oružje.
Asham.
A jebem ti, majku, au, druže. Koji je ovo Mongol, au. Koji je ovo Mongol? A bukvalno mongolčina, brate. Ti majku retardirana.
Mongol, Hina.
Ne, pazi, skočio on, znači, pojao me, znači on je skočio u moje, vrate, moje polje, jebi ga, ja sam ga ubio. I on je odmah kliknuo F5, retard glupi.
Gospodin Mongol, Hina.
A sam je zastrao situaciju, ali dobro, ajde.
Bandit, one of them.
I love you.
Flash down.
Bravo, bravo, Laki. Odlično. Bandit down, bandit down.
Behind.
Watch out, here. Watch out. Music. Ella was there on doors. Da, ne zahvatim. Ja, ti pikseli mrtvi, odvratni, jebem ti mamu, pičku.
In the bathroom.
I nije pala, je. Little bedroom.
Dobro. Ovo je Andy, dečko je operisan.
Ne, ali- Znam, vidim da je baš ono, ništa ne doprinosi.
Ne, fore što ja se šunjam, ne znaš, ono, blame, i on dođe, trči pored mene i baca gore na njih, mislim.
Matori, furaju se alligatori.
Ali ja sam klešicu sjebao, to je bilo domaks.
Bila prava čuphaga.
A da, Andy uzeo diffuser opet, evo ga. Bog igrice.
Samo da ne napravi glupost neku.
Napravit će. Bukvalno ništa ne radi, dečko. Čekaj, ubio ovu kaviru na kraju.
Nije, vidiš da nema ni asist ni kill.
Ne, neko je ubio, ne znam ko sam.
Kaviru ne zna ko je ubio.
Ja sam vi čekao iza mene, ali on vratno ti šlopilo čemu bilo u retardu.
Znam ko je ubio Vigila, Elu, Clasha i ja Bandita, brate, ali Kaviru nisam znao ni da imaju.
Ne, kavira je sjebala Gridlock. To jest Andy-a Zvan je Damstvo 2, brate. eto.
Da, ali je da. Aha, da, evo je Kavira opet. Pa misija damstvo, brate, jebo.
Better budget.
Bacit ćemo impact, a neće. Ladno je ušao u kamin.
U džačar, brate.
Damstvo, sending regards. Jebem ti drona, brate. Idemo se kontroliš ovaj dron.
Da, pokretam.
A možda ga ukočiš. A! Kavira ovdje. Bravo. Ja. Ladno je nisam vidio, mamo joj jebe.
Ela.
Jebem. A neće on da umre, brate, kakvi.
Ne, problem je što, brate, pazi, ja čuvam jedan prozor i svi se zaleću na taj prozor. Svi se zaleću na jedan prozor. Al svi. Od A do Š.
Šta je ovo je radio, brate? Čekaj, brate, kako, ne razumem, kako ovo pucanje? Nebitno, ajde da kažemo da ćemo da odradimo report za svaki slučaj.
Ne znam, ovi ljudi su nemo, ovo su Mongolkovići, brate, bukvalni.
Nije dobra čublaga.
Čekaj, moram se sklonim od njih, ne mogu ovako, brate, ne mogu.
Nikako nije dobra čublaga. Uzo bombu.
Ovaj god cheated.
Da probamo malo na sreću, brate.
Ne, Andy odigrao, brate. On je bog i batina ove partije.
Njima su svi skoro podjednakih skorova, brate, a ovaj kod nas kod da ne postoji li.
A, to je. Igramo 4 na 5 bukvalno. On ti kao beskorisan dron, eto.
To da su isti sajt.
Yes.
Be careful on spawn pick.
Yes.
Ao, nemoj da mi jebeš, kako je znao sam tu. Tebi da report uši. Tebi da report. A da, me čekao, znao da sam tu.
Sad već. Pa pogodili smo ga. Malo
Kali.
sere, bro. Ako nam dođe odavde, najbolje. Sad ne mogu da se vratim. Jebem ti igricu, glupuje. 2 na 5. Nije toliko loše. A da.
Ne, Andy odigrao. Andy je tata igrice zapravo, mislim.
Pa dobro, ali nije on kriv za ovo, brate.
A nije.
Ovo ti je, brate, ovo ništa nije dobro bilo.
A ništa. A brate, mi smo mogli dobijemo i onu odbranu da nije ovaj puls skočio meni u druže, A mogu je barem jednog da skine, brate, to hoću kažem. Jednog jedinog da je skinuo, dovoljno mi je bilo. A njega su vjerojatno tukli kad je bio mali pa nema, brate, reflekse ruke za igrice. Ali ajde, dobro. Da kažem, sve bude u redu.
Jednog dana.
Ali Andy i Adamstvo, to osti dva imena, brate, eto.
To treba istetovirati, to je.
To treba dati sinovim ime Adamstvo i Andy sa dva ne, brate.
Do.
Da, pametni su ovi.
Neki debilković.
Njih su tukli kad su bili deca, brate, ovim metalnim štapovima.
Alibi was down in that hole.
Alibi nije looking. Aaaa. On site mirror.
Reloading ammo.
Vreme, ljudi, vreme.
Seconds remaining. Down to one friendly. Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
Pogodim u kutiju umjesto u njega.
Ja.
Tačno ga je spasila, kutija ga je spasila, jebem mu mamu. Ja, brate. Na kraju ja urašem s pumpom, brate, u njih 5. Ej,
You need to locate the biohazard container.
Gdje su oni?
sam pojma.
10 seconds.
Kiši.
Good work. The biohazard container has been located. 5 seconds. Proceed to biohazard container location.
Changing mag.
Za sad stairs je čist. Ajmo li go. Ipak sam oborio, ali... Sad u sosu, brate.
One friendly operator remaining. All friendlies have been
Do jaja. Do jaja, Igorić. To nisam u njega pucao. Koji bagovi, druže. Dobro, nema
A,
veze.
šotke rade kako hoće, to je fora, mislim, sa šotkama.
Ma, beži.
Kako im se digne, mislim. To
Pa
samo
dok
na...
da igram, brate, World War 2 igricu, onu, da probam, neću da igram Six više, zajebi. Nerviram igricu. Nikad u životu neće napraviti da radi i to je to, jednostavno, ne može da se promeni. Govedo usran.
Secure the room. We need to protect the biohazard. Down to 10 seconds. 5 seconds left. Op 4 hasn't found the biohazard container. They will attempt to locate it during the assault.
Right stairs.
Op 4 has found the biohazard container. Op 4 is securing the biohazard
To ne mogu da verujem, brate, šta je s igricom? Važi, brate, ne moraš da radiš, nema veze, šta? Ne moraš, 5 metaka u telo, važi, bato, pa kaži mi da nećeš da radiš, šta ima veze? To je okej. Kovno od igrice, šta? Uši bre, kurac.
Jebi ga. Šta ćeš mi? A, ništa, igrat ću nešto drugo, onda jebi ga.
Sad ću da vidim da skinem ovo da probam, delo mi je okej, brate.
Šta znam, pravit ću ja pa da vidim kasnije.
On ih je macovao lik. System requirement. Ha, dobro. Lagana priča. Lagana priča. Si igrao ovu igru Beat Cup?
Nis.
Jebamo. Jesse. To je kažu bio, brate, lak.
Nazdravlje, braš.
Hvala, braš. Buriz. To je bio, brate, kažu laks. To the motherfucking buraz max. To je kažu.
Trying to locate a bomb.
Duo Max.
Da.
Advise your drone is located. Drone has located a bomb.
Sex Kvas Duo Max. Znaš koju sam te igricu igram, ali ne radi govno, smrdljivo kako treba. Loading,
Koje?
bukvalno treba, Chernobyl, nešto na foru Stalkera.
Aha.
Ali druže,
Vidio sam to, brate.
ali znaš koliko je loading nemoguće.
A što, jel treba SSD? Ili šta?
No, nije optimizovan igra kako treba, mislim.
Čekaj. Znam, igrao No Lifer, to bio, snimao je, brate, par klipova sam da imam. Minimum, to je se recommended, ali minimum dobro im, brate. Da, ovo bi trebalo da može da radi.
Radi meni kad učitava, mnogo učitava nešto. Paklen
A
duh.
što je najjače, brate, znam, to je kao i sa Warhammerom, to je Aleksa igrao onaj Warhammer, brate, učitavalo mu do jaja dugo i onda na SSD-u je to rešio. Ali, brate, dva glavna komentara na ovoj igrici su negativni. Šta, brate, brda health revival, kaže, nije baš kao Stalker, nije open world, nego je kao medium size linear level, da.
The diffuser is
Botovi su loši, to je kompovi, AI
no
onaj.
longer in your possession.
Jako loše.
Down to one.
Story feels so random and unnecessary. The worst part is that there is no free exploration and you are forced to play missions that you can run through within 10 minutes.
To je
If the
realno,
devs
da.
manage to combine these levels into one area and give us the freedom that we as stalkers deserve, I gladly have another look. This is early access, so wait and see.
A nije ko Stalker, to je fora, nego mi sviđa ta atmosfera, znaš, i to. To mi je do jaja kod tih igrica, mislim, i kažem, Stalker gameplay nije bio nešto, ali ono kad uđeš, osjećaš se stvarno kao da si u Černobilu, brate, znaš. To mi je bilo do jaja kod Stalkera. Ne, ali to je bilo do jaja Stalkera, zato što svet se osjeća kao da ti nisi glavni like, znaš.
Da.
Ti si neki klošar koji je tu samo, eto, tu sam, brate.
Bio je stvarno sa nepamatovom severom specifično.
Pa to ti kažem, to mi se svidalo. A kao kod začinja nije nešto i kao RPG nije nešto. A nije ima RPG element, lažem ja. A misije su isto bile dosadne, idi na ovom mestu i uzmi ovo, znaš. Ali atmosfera je bila, brate, vrh i interesantna je priča bila.
Da.
Ja stvarno se pitaš šta je, brate, u centru te zone, mislim.
5G drone has located a bomb.
To mi se svidlo kod Stalkera.
Da, ja sam ga igrao, da li, brate, tipa prva srednja ili možda i osnovna, ne mogu sad da se setim, znaš, ali bio težak, brate, meni je bio težak.
Pa dobro, ja kao kad sam malo ono stariji pa sam ukapirao kako šta, nije bilo toliko teško, ali nije bilo ni laka igra, mislim.
Pogotovo što ja pojma nisam igrao, pojma nisam imao da igram takve igre sve dok nisam počeo WoW. Znači to kao loot. Šta ćeš da mu odgovoriš, prati priču, nemaš obeleženo na mapi, nego otprilike po nečijem tekstu ili govoru bi trebao da znaš gde da se krećeš i sve vezano za takvu vrstu igara, brate, to je meni bilo kao da si mi dao anatomiju i rekao aj mi pričaj šta ima u njoj.
Na tu foru je Morrowind, brate.
Pa da, na Morrowind nisam ni prešao. Igrao sam ga malo i izašao, nemam pojma šta da radim, brate. Mislim, isto sam bio klinja.
Kako ime znam, ja kad sam čekao da igram Morrowind, ja nisam znaš šta dešava. Ali ja tu kad si igram Morrowind nisam znao engleski, to me jebao, mislim.
E pa.
Ali Morrowind isto prejaka igra, mislim.
Morrowind je jaka igrica.
Site is clear. Au, brate, gdje je ova dokajbica? Very low smoke.
Down to one friendly.
Jebem ti, majku, ti si još unjaš na vrhu. Mako, brate, ovo je retardiran lik.
Nem toliko.
Šta radiš gore, brate, šta radiš gore? Dođeš dole lepo kod čovjek, brate.
All friendlies have been eliminated.
Ma da, ti si debil teško. A, dobro, Stalker 2 izlazi, sad ćemo kako što ispade.
Koga pravi?
Isti likovi.
Pa valjda dobro.
A, samo se bi ne bude kao da ste ostali AAA igre, znaš. A ona bude otvoren sandbox sa RPG elementima, taj kurac, znaš.
Pa valjda hoće jebe mater, ako su mogli da tad naprave da bude igra ono, ne znam.
Pazi, Stalker ili voliš ili ga mrziš, tu nema sredine. Meni je do jaja atmosfera, priča, svet, jebi ga naš. Sve lepo smišljeno. To je meni do jaja, mislim. Pa i Fallout je dobar, mislim, je bio.
Jes.
Ali nisu isti igre, ne znam što im porede, mislim.
Bombs protected.
Pa nisu.
Čega?
Nisu nikako iste.
Pa nisu, brate,
Jer
mislim.
jeste
Ni
isto.
po priči, ni po svetu, ni isti ni žanr igre isti, mislim.
Možda eto atmosfera donekle, brate, ono, kad izađeš, na primjer, pa si sam u onom apokaliptičnom svetu, na primjer, odaljiš se od baze, ne znam, negde si da malo dalje i pešačiš, i onda kad uporediš to iz New Vegasa ili, da kažem, onog Fallouta pre njega ili posle jedan, ne znam koji je bio, sa ovim Stalkerom, tad možeš da kažeš, eto, kao, imaju neku sličnu atmosferu.
Located a bomb.
Ali ovo ostalo, brate, nije isto. Ni pucanje drugačije i sve.
A jest. A znaš kako, Stalker ti je pucačina Fallout i RPG.
Pa da.
Mislim, to ti je ono prvo i prvo, mislim, što ljudi ne kapiraju.
Kao prvo i prvo, ode porodično drvo.
Lockrock Tower is primarily a communications
Totalno, najtotalnije lagane laks.
Što mi ne reći da ih je dvoje tu, retard.
Drone incoming. Starting the clock.
Matori.
Samo završi ovo. Besplatna nedelja u Sixu i bit ću srećan da ti.
Pa,
Samo završi to.
već.
One friendly remaining. You're about to get scanned. Starting the timer.
Matori, furaju se, ali...
Ma da, on stoji mirno, granata Blade pored njega.
Mission failure.
Je.
Još se žali na ping, kao ping je kriv, matori, nisam ja retardiran. Nabije ti ping na kurac. Da, danas je Baklić bukvalno.
Čekaj, ti kad ležeš od sada, Laksi?
Ne znam, brate, ono leću oko 10-11, tako nešto. Juče sam
Da.
baš ono legao, oko 8 sam legao.
Mm.
Ne igrao sam onaj Styx Master of Shadows, to je prvi del.
Sjećam se.
Predobra igra.
Dobre, dobre.
Dobar je ovaj Shards of Fate, obe su ekstra. Ma sviđa mi se, jesi igrao FIF, brate, igrice?
Uh, 'Jesam jedan gdje se vidiš ceo. 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 '
A to je ili trojka ili četvorka, je stari ili novi?
Stari.
Dobro, taj je okej. Ona prva dva su zajebana baš. Jer su
A ne znam, brate, nekako, prvo to, drugo, first person, brate, šunjanje nekako, ne znam, više volim kao u Splinter Cellu, da mi daš kameru i jebi ga, igraj.
Da, ali ovo je, znaš, malo teže, to je zajebano.
Pa ne znam, nije mi se nešto dopalo da bi igrao toliko iskreno.
Ma, mislim, stare su igre, jebi ga, to je sad fora.
Da.
Malo su i zajebane i to je. Nego, sećam se one mape su ogromne mire, brate. To je zajebano. Što su mape prevelike i ono,
Ko je?
u FIFA-u kjecuje dvojici. Prevelike su mape. To sećam, prevelika mapa, brate, treba da nađeš sve one tajne i to ti ono... Jebeno. Ali dobro sam, i kažem FIFA 4 najgori možda. Kažem FIFA 4 najgori FIFA.
Najnoviji, jel tako?
Da. Sad kažem koja je fora. U ovim FIFA-ima kad si nekog opali iz leđa go ne svestiš. Jer znaš, to ono polako ide i smireno, opališ ga, a ovdje kao u crtaču je, znaš, ono, mislim, uzmeš i jebeš ga, brate, pa onda padne.
Da.
Ti si kurvetino, mamu ti jebe.
Ono droblje, ja.
Šakala, njeti ima je bežanje. Kako vam to kad uzmu kaviricu, uzme šakala i samo... A tu si bolan. To mi način. I onda uzme ovaj lik Lajana, uzeo i mac. I gdje si krenuo, staviti? Reci tati. Ali kažem, taj FIFA 4 nije nešto, ne sviđa mi se. Prešao sam ga, ali je, em što je kratka igra, em što su mape, brate, male, em što imaš foru kao kad preskočiš neko ograd ne možeš se vratiš nazad. I priča mi je bila isto retardirana, mislim. Ne znam šta gaži. A Keci imao najbolju, Keci dvojka su imali najbolju, to se bio za najbolju priču. Trojka isto bila interesantna, brate, ono. Imaš onaj, ako sećaš onaj voa, brate, kao... Bio je dom, a bio je i bila je ludnica. Jebe, ti sunce, kako se, tu se usro živi, brate. Sjećaš kod ovo pričam?
Da.
Nekad sam bio klinac. Pa da, brate, ono u seriji se živi. Kad sam bio klinac, mogu sam 15 minuta igram, pa onda moram da ugasim. Ne mogu, brate.
Najjači.
Ali prejak nimo bio.
Matori, buraju se aligatori, matori.
imaju kapkana, nisam vidio, kurac.
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
Jebika.
Imaju kapakana.
A brate, ovi moji su umrli bez veze. Kao retardi su zaletili, kao idemo, brate, idemo.
Napišim samo Laktić. Da, o.
Ne znam šta kažem.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected. Bomb location has been compromised. Ten seconds remaining.
Time for distraction. Read up and running.
5 seconds.
Navigate online.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
ADS line of fire. Yep. Feed activated.
Man, do you see?
Reload.
Enemy drone dropped.
Da me jebeš. Niko ništa ne pasi.
Go. Failed.
Koji stavio, ovo su mongoli, nemogući.
Danas je dan dosta jak za Six.
Brate, pa ne kapiram, brate, jebote, znači ti si bukvalno, znaš da je fuse na prozoru, samo treba da ga čekaš da ga zakucaš. I ti se, brate, okreneš i otiš neku 10. stranu i ono, ja blame, brate, meni line ispred fuse iza i ne mogu ništa.
Pa da.
A šta treba ga sačekaš da ga, pa da, pa nadam, eto, to ti je Adamstvo lik, brate. A sad treba bukvalno da mi čuvaš leđa i to je to, kraj, mi smo pobedili. Ovaj ne može da prođe pored mene. Ne, matori, moram ja da pogledam na Twitteru nešto.
Da.
Djevojka mi
Brate.
objavila pesmu na Facebooku, mora da lajku.
Najjače.
Secure the bombs.
A, devojka je retard. One man woman. Doktore, zašto hoćeš da ga dobro?
Ten seconds left. 5 seconds to count. Located by Op 4. Compromised.
Boli mi kurac, ne mogu. Ako sam umro, ne mogu, sve debilima igra ne mogu.
New feed active. Deploying the bait. Aguante. Always room for more.
Matori.
The operator remaining.
A, ližem, pa ti si debil, druž.
You need to destroy it. Op 4, last operator standing. Located the diffuser, destroy it.
Znam da ga je oborio. Ovaj Monty gori, ližem. Ovaj Monty dečko retar. Ovo ja,
Upucao u lobanju.
ne, nego ovaj Monty umjesto da ide, znaš kako liš ga je bacio goru na tebe, može te otruje. Evo, umjesto Monty da se da odalje od njega, on je mu napravio mjesto da ovaj baci iza njega ovo govno. I on ne može da nestane, znaš.
Da.
Izjebo ga, mislim, pa ovaj ko dečko, ko debil, motori, soću go ja, bulan jebot. Pazi tu.
Sluču go, joj.
Kao ona, brate, blejaću tu kao jaksa, znaš, ne može mi niko ništa. I onda ga diže koji nema pojma o životu, brate, uzme i ubije ga, brate, eto. A, druž. Ovo nije adamstvo, ovo je debilstvo, brate.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Matori!
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Fantastično.
Op 4 found a bomb. You must defend it. Seconds. 10 seconds left.
Ali su bili.
Napravila sam to.
Kaži, brate.
Sam napravila
Važi, važi.
Ma da, protivnici su debili, to je fora.
Ma dođi mi noća su 3. Insomnija.
Da, ladno smo izvukli partiju, druže.
Da li, brate, znaš ko je bio, druže, Laksida? To je Laksi.
Ali bukvalno što je Mirko rekao, holy hell, kakva runda, brate, jebih. Upa, evo te, ovi si počeli da ginu ko retardi, mislim, jebih. Znaš, sva sreća pa sam bio strpljiv, sačekao sam dvojicu, brate. Sva mac-mac je bili iz leđa.
I skibidi pap.
Pa Maverick nije uspio da otvori rupu kako treba. Pa krenuo okolo tamo gdje sam ja čuvao i onda bilo svi vidi pap bukvalno. A Fuse mučen, očistio sobu, bukvalno nema nikoga i ništa. A ja kaže, žao mi Fuse, a ove moje majmune očistio kao ništa. Ali jebi ga. Jebi ga Fuse, ti kaže svaka tebi čast. Ala džabe. Jebate ga, vidim kako Maverick ono crta ruku u zidu, muka mi bude mire odmah, brate, ali odmah.
Možda je...
Pa ne, imaš,
To.
a pokazao sam ti jednu foru, brate. Da uništiš Inforsove, da bude mekan zid.
Ma da, brate, valjda moraš na onu šipku, brate, ona gdje drži on rukom i vuče zid, valjda po njoj ideš dole i gore. I
Pa
onda
to... A to ljudi ne kapiraju dan danas, to već godinama se zna za tu foru. To mi je nevjerovatno. Što se godinama zna za tu foru i još nisu naučili. Šta je ovo? Black Legend, šta je to? A, neka strategija. Pa dobro, ne gleda loše. A, Mozde boss, ovo ima neki drveni kompjuter. Kolega kurac. Šuprana.
kolega.
Secure the bombs.
Šta si ne?
Razor wire in position.
10 seconds. 5 seconds left. Bomb locations are secure.
Tako. Jedan brzinski će.
Shield deployed.
Isplatio se moj spawn pick.
Budu Max.
A da, Nomad sam odmah izbacio, brate, iz partije, bolo me kurac.
Secure the bombs.
Niko ne radi.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Ready for assault. Down to 10 seconds. 5 seconds and
Onda
counting.
niko nema. Fuck nešto.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Bring out the welcome mat.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Can you drop? Dog.
Op 4 has placed a diffuser near a bomb. Destroy it. One friendly operator remaining. Mission failed.
Apsolutni
All
retard.
friendlies have been neutralized.
Stvarno, vi ste otvorili rupu tek kad je kasno bilo. Jao, koji ste vi debili. Se bukvalno jedan put rađe. Ništa mi je otišao sam, brate, pa se čujem.
Dobro, Laksi, brate, važi.
Ajde, ću.
Ćup.
Brate, ajde da ćemo uspjeti debili ja da pobedimo koju. Ću vam kurac.
To locate a bomb. Your drone has found a bomb.
Plump.
Bomb has been located. Bomb diffusion initiated. Protect the diffuser. Target deployed.
Dobro, ajmo dalje. Svoje nešto uradi dečko. Nisam se nadao Eko tu, to je problem bio, dobro. Okej, sve. Dođite počičaj i sada sjede malo. Samo malo.
Your drone will locate a bomb.
Do jaja.
Your drone has found a bomb. 10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to insertion. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Loading mag!
Kako, jao. Ti dečko retardiran? Te moram da port.
And deployed! Listing his annals.
Friendly, last operator standing.
What there?
Op 4 eliminated all
Au,
friendly.
druže. Ovo je što igrao Pinku, jebem majku. Toliko retardiran da bude, dečko. Aj, joj. A, dobro mi je opet napadamo to, okej, ajde. Jebote. je sve šicno da vidimo. Da će da uzmem barem 1 kilo od onto. Debilković.
We need to locate a bomb.
Nemoj sam podrum, molim te, nemoj podrum. A, bit će podrum. Nije podrum, dobro.
Drone has found a bomb.
Naravno, nemamo hard breachera, što je to jaja. Domax, što bi rekli Domax.
In 5 seconds. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Brate. Hoće li mi neko danas ispratiti? Kurac, sliku i dečaci, debili. A pucaj doma. Jao. Vidio.
The diffuser has one friendly operator remaining. We have been eliminated.
Nemoguće likovi, bukvalno nemoguće.
Us. Naked.
I heard about something being naked and I rushed in.
I'm telling them about the previous campaign where Eerie was hung upside down naked on a cross.
Yeah.
I'm at that part.
We call that a crucifix, but yeah.
Yes. He loved describing the naked part, though. He was talking about her boobs jiggling in the wind.
You have no proof.
Yes, we fight scorpions and eventually set her free.
Why
And
did
we
you
take
do,
her
why'd you do that though? Why would you do that? I think that is a fucking work of art.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Crucifying a character.
Exactly. Hey, crucifying
I
a fox
know.
girl, okay?
But yeah, we take her back to town, and apparently she has a goddess within her.
Whoa. Too much information. Go on.
Yes, the goddess within her she has. What's
that sounds a lot like V, like a fox character.
Yeah, but
Don't worry, I have crosses in the storage area. I'm sure we'll find one that fits.
you're gonna be hung up next, bro. Don't worry.
Nani?
It seems
Mute
like
low.
the story is repeating
One
itself.
HP, bro.
Hey, I'm also not a fox. I don't actually know what I am.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. One moment. I'll put it in memes.
My character? I have it on. I have it
No,
open.
not your character. The fucking cross. There you go.
Oh,
That's what it looks like.
where did you post it?
Memes and
And
memes.
memes and
Memes and teams.
I
Oh,
wanna look
I've
at it,
seen
but I'm
it.
still in Rocket League.
Posted it so many times.
Well, now I know what it looks like. It is the anti-masturbation cross. Hey, listen, when I started playing with Carp, I said I will do nothing that's not in the Bible, okay?
That is 100% true.
Crucifying people upside down while they're naked is in the Bible. So yeah, I'm not doing anything that's not Christian on my Christian mind.
Don't worry, I'm about to say something else that apparently I don't know if it's in the Bible, but he did it.
Yeah, go on.
Once she was fully recovered, everyone starts making their way into the dungeon. The one that's in the desert on the far end. We meet a wizard there. This wizard apparently was inside the guild that sent them in the first place to retrieve the skull. Now, once they spoke to him, they had to head deeper into the place. Eventually, finding a level of the floor with an imp in it. This imp...
It wasn't an imp, it was a Nautic, we're going.
It was a what?
Nautic.
Yeah, whatever, same thing. They're both small little people. But this one was flipping switches and activating traps. During this confrontation with the imp, or whatever the fuck it was...
oh no, that was the imp, but you're telling it out of order.
Is it?
Yeah, the imp was way before...
No, the thing is, there was two of them. I'm not talking about the one
that was the Nautic, that was the Nautic. He wasn't flipping switches, he was merely the assistant dungeon keeper, but go on.
Yes. But once we met up with, once we dealt with them, they were giving us the runaround. And Leon started getting upset. Leon grabbed him and started bashing him against the wall. Tired of his runarounds. And Leon slowly starts getting hairier. Agriel starts describing as Leon starts changing more and more as he's getting angrier and angrier. Eventually, Grim knocks him out as in the middle of his changes, and the imp runs away. The party discovers that Leon is a werewolf. This was several sessions after Leon was made. He didn't pop up right away. It wasn't used because Leon has the ability to transform into a werewolf. Once he came to, people had some questions. It was a small dispute, an argument. Why should he tell you about it? It's his personal life. And it became a begrudging acceptance of it. Just like someone having a goddess in their chest.
No, you.
No, you.
Hey, go on.
Eventually, they make it to the bottom floors, which I forgot even why they even went in there for the first place.
It was for the wand.
Oh yeah, the wand of control, wand of mind control, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yes.
Once they retrieved that wand, which the MacGuffin that would help them, they use it to break the control of a warrior that was being held by his possessive girlfriend, Fairy.
It was the reverse simp effect.
She had him in a coma so that she wouldn't, so he wouldn't risk his life. Fighting or fighting anything. She didn't want him to get hurt, so she just wanted to keep him sleeping forever and make babies or whatever. I don't know. But eventually, we free him. Once he's freed, it turns out that he obeys Baron Redguard. And that was a shocker right there. It's like, we just risk all of our asses to bring this guy back, and he works for the bad guy. Now, at this point...
what a twist.
What a twist. We were like, oh, what the fuck?
What the fuck, Agriel? How could you do this? I just did.
Yes. Risk our damn lives for that shit.
Oh, come on. It wasn't that bad.
It was fucking bad. Fucking hell.
Come on,
we risk our damn life for a rod, and it just brings the dude up who works for the bad guy.
Oh yeah, the running theme was they would constantly do something that would fucking screw them in the end. That was the theme of the campaign.
That was literally it. Everything was a loss. Whenever we would win, it turns out to be a loss.
Ah yes, the Zealot was Gambit, a favorite.
Yeah, fucking hell. It was. We were on the losing side at this point of the campaign because Baron Redguard's literally got everything. The arrow that was meant to kill him, the mirror that was giving them information.
Did you tell them how he got the arrow?
No, I did not tell them exactly how they got the arrow.
Please tell them. If you remember.
Okay. Fucking the character Zanji, Pink's character, if you know who Pink is.
Yeah.
He went to go pray in a church, and he fell into a trapdoor and drowned.
Nice.
Because he wanted to change characters.
No. The full story was he didn't want to change exactly, but he thought he outsmarted me, not Baron Redguard, but me. He was like, I'm gonna make a deal with the bad guy. Like that's also a common theme. Everybody trusted the bad guy.
Oh fucking hell! Yeah, I didn't remember that till now. Everyone seemed to trust Redguard more than anyone else in the entire campaign. Like, I don't trust that guy who's obviously giving us some good shit. But Redguard, what? You want to do this? Sure thing, but here's a knife. Stab me. Oh fuck. But continue.
Okay, so basically his plan was he would give Zanji the golem, he would give Zanji wizards to train in his armies, in his fucking kingdom's army, and in return he would serve him. But of course, you trusted the big bad guy, and he drowned because he was wearing full plate and adamantine armor, and you know you can't really swim in full heavy armor, so he just fucking got drowned.
Yep. But eventually they make it towards the town of the sand again. And it turns out the town of the sand was completely destroyed, and a body pit was made with burning corpses that were used to sacrifice to summon a demon.
And the demon was?
The demon was Vic's original character, the one Baron Redguard stole his body.
Well.
And he attempted to kill us.
A warlock.
A warlock.
Yes, Vic didn't know what, selling your soul actually fucking meant. He thought after he died, he's gonna go with his fucking dommy mommy and chill in the beach. And it's like, nah. You're gonna go kill your fucking past party mate. That's your mission now. But yeah, continue.
Yep. Once the staff was returned, eventually we found out that there's 2 locations of power. The Redguard gets his protection from, that he can't be fucked with. We make our way to one in the deep sand. I believe that's what we did next. Yes, we did. We went to go there. We're getting fucked by freaking bug people who are throwing boulders at us. Like, these things are rolling down and hitting us. We're trying to dodge.
Oh, no, that was something different, but I remember that encounter. Tell them the best thing that happened there.
Switch what? Oh, the tavern?
No, that was before the tavern.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened? After they were done with the sand area, Baron Redguard, the most trustworthy person in history of trustworthiness, came up to them, and he gave Grim a pet goldfish.
Oh my god.
Pet goldfish, what?
Oh no, I remember him. Oh, okay, I can pick it up from here.
Alright, go ahead if you want to.
Okay, my old character, Old Man, I messaged Agri, I'll say, hey, frickin', because Vic was getting upset that everyone had all these pets and all this shit. So I messaged Agri, hey, do you mind if we use one of my old character's points to send him a pet? And Agri's like, oh, and Agri gets a sly grin on his face on that. So Baron Redguard comes on a frickin' eagle, fucking like the eagles of frickin' Lord of the Rings, to take away one of the characters. He takes away Appy's old character, Rinkrin, the Pumpkin Man, and introduces his new character, which is a cat from Monster Hunter in a way. Its name was, what was his name?
His character?
Yeah, the cat. The one that used to be a nymph.
Theo?
I don't think so, but
No,
he we'll just say Monster Hunter cat for now.
you can call him Palico.
Yeah, Palico. So he now he's a Palico, and he gets a goldfish to Grim, Vic's character. This goldfish eventually gets cast Detect on it from Ted's character.
Divine
I don't
Sense.
remember his name. Divine
It's
Sense,
a
and it
Jutruki.
turns a Truki, and it turns out the goldfish is celestial. Celestials are the angels kind of guys, and it starts talking.
In Celestial?
No, it talks. It's a celestial, but it talks in common.
Missed opportunity.
Don't worry, it wasn't a missed opportunity.
It wasn't a missed opportunity at all.
And instantly he says like, "Oh, you're my best friend," and he calls him, what was his name?
Alexos, the goldfish.
Alexos. He called the goldfish Alexos, Vic's character friend. And it says, "You are my only friends," which pisses off Ted. Like, really pissed him off. He's like, "What? I saved your ass multiple times, and you're saying the goldfish your best fucking friend? Fuck you, man."
Oh man, but tell him what happened at Tavern after you got your asses kicked with bugs.
Alright, after we made it past the bugs, after getting fucked for so long, we're in this tavern and bump into a bear. There's a bear in there who's drinking, who's actually
What?
yeah, it's a
It was
bear
Russian.
man, a Russian bear man.
I to say the Pandaren from World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. But once we got in there, everyone starts chatting. Everyone starts drinking, except for Leon's, which at this point I was kind of like sour. Forgot why. But eventually guards from the town come by, and they're after him. Everyone starting to like, "Oh no, the guards are coming for you," and blah blah blah, and like we can't leave him alone. And everyone starts trying to cover for him, eventually leading to the guards going inside the tavern. The panda has made it to the basement, and all the people start walking out and leaving him. Leon can't leave a guy to his death like that, or his fate, because they were planning on probably going to execute him, from what I was thinking. Because they're coming back to get him all this way out, past bug monsters and all this, to capture a panda over him knocking out the guy who's in charge of all the officers. So most likely he's going to be executed. Now, once we got to the whole helping him out, the party's pretty hurt, and still pretty hurt from the bugs. So the party starts branching off. Grim decides to stick with Leon and help him get the panda out from the back entrance. They can't get him out. Eventually, they force it and free him. And the guards come out because this guy's been allowed more on Grim. And now it turns into combat between guards, Leon, Grim, and the panda. Eventually, Grim downs a guy. And when he's downed, freaking Aggro asks, "So do you want to do it non-lethally?" And apparently he never knew he could choose not to kill someone when they drop to 0 hit points. And we all collectively slap our foreheads.
Oh, the thing is,
Because
I asked him, "Is this non-lethal?" And he says, "Oh shit, you can do that?" And then says, "Nah, I'm gonna kill him." Well, everybody else did a non-lethal path.
Yes, he decides to kill a dude. And then he figures out he fucked up. Like, he's like, "Alexos, can you bring him back to life?" It's like, "I can raise him." And then Alexos just put me on his body. Alexos then brings us back as a zombie.
10 seconds.
And everyone's collectively like, "What the fuck?" He literally just fucking brought back him as a zombie. So, once the zombie gets brought back to life, it reveals itself to be Baron Redguard in disguise. The big bad evil guy was pretending to be the goldfish. And with his 200 IQ, Grim decides to throw a javelin at Baron Redguard. Which Baron Redguard wasn't having this shit. And when since he's trying to fight with Baron Redguard, everyone's like, nah, we're not helping you. We're sick of your shit. And we all back up. We don't even fight. We're just like, yep, this is all you. Like, this is what you sold yourself. You fucked up big. Oh, hey, Zeno. So, a repeat happens, and he proceeds to instantly beat the fuck out of, just like old man. Like, I swear to God, I swear Agriel must have been cheating. Because he rolled several nat 20s and instantly beat the fuck out. Like, don't know how. Like, freaking God was on his side with this, and even he knew, yeah, these people need to be taken down.
Not Zygrade.
No, this is Baron Redguard. Zygrade hasn't shown up yet. So, once Baron Redguard completely decimated Grim, he's holding him hostage pretty much. And Ted has one guard held hostage as his character. And frickin' Baron Redguard says, I'll trade you your guy for mine. And Ted's still salty about the whole you trust the goldfish more than you trust me. And he says nah and slits the throat of the guard. So Redguard slits the throat of him and sucks him into a box of Grim, Vic's character.
HR.
Yeah, then he leaves. Right now, we're all in a spot. Everyone who would have witnessed all this is unconscious before Baron Redguard showed up. And one of our characters has blood on his hands. And another one is dead. So two guards are dead. Leon decides, okay, we have to kill them. We have to murder these guards. We have no choice. This is just going to put us in a bad spot. So, Leon puts them all into the bar, and Eerie, the female fox girl, tries to hold him back, saying, don't do it. Leon then proceeds to sorry, my bad. They start hearing, as Leon walks in there, him transform into a werewolf and chop them all up. He kills all of them as a werewolf. Then Abby's character says, what about the bodies? And Leon says, don't worry about it, and proceeds to burn the tavern down. After this, there was literally only 3 people in the session. The party really diminished at that point. People went their own ways for a bit.
10 seconds left.
The party then went into a cave. We're all like in a very dark moment. Our characters are. Freaking Leon right now is like mentally struggling. He goes into the back of the corner of the cave. Appy's character with Eerie, the fox girl, are hanging out by the fire, and they proceed to chat. Eerie and Appy, they start chatting at the entrance of the cave. Leon starts feeling something. He feels immense rage, and his teeth are getting sharper. Like now he's like wondering, why is this so sharp? Why are my teeth not changing back? And he's scratching at his his rage starts pointing him towards the mouth of the cave, and he rushes over to Eerie and slams her on the ground, about to bite into her throat. And Appy's character holds his rapier towards his throat, Leon's throat. and he slowly starts backing off to the back of the cave, realizing what he's done. As Eerie tries to approach Leon, Leon is yelling to her to get back. And as she keeps trying to push more and more, Agriv describes as he starts changing more and more. Like you could see him doing it, and she backs off. Eventually, the change gets going, and Leon rushes out the cave, runs out there. As one character decides to follow him, he sees that he's now a werewolf, and he's taken down a big-ass lizard. Just for the sake of it. It wasn't to eat or anything, it was for the sake of the hunt. Eventually, morning comes. The party meets up and they introduce a new character known as Roland. Roland's a big centaur. No, I'm sorry, minotaur. And they start making their way into a cave that was the guy who summoned the demon and killed everyone in that one village.
Oh, this is the juicy part.
Once they went into the cave, they start hearing chanting. Leon knows demon language, so he understands what's going on somewhat. Infernal. And they start progressing further and further. Eventually, Leon can hear it clearly, and he's trying to sacrifice himself. The cultist has markings all over his body with blood and all this shit. So edgy. And he's trying to summon the demon that was attempting to kill them before again. This fight was a tough motherfucker. We were getting fucked. And Eerie, with all their wisdom, decides as a caster to run to the front lines and fucking gets down.
In the infinite wisdom.
Infinite wisdom.
And I have shown at some points too.
Yeah, failing their saving throws. So they eventually, when combat ends, Eerie's dead. But Eerie had a ring. Was it a ring of mind sealing or was it
mind shielding?
Mind shielding. Which with that ring, when you die, your soul goes into the ring. Leon eventually grabs the ring and he's able to speak to her. Now, I didn't really say this, but Leon and Eerie had a romantical relationship. Like, at times, like, she was really nice to him. Like, yeah, they had a bit of a romance going. And he, right now, is in a very dark place. So the only good person, like, someone that he really cares about, is literally dead and trapped in a ring. After that, it turns out Roland was really a slime that was using the skeleton of a minotaur. The cultist is still alive because we didn't want him to be the sacrifice for the final sacrifice, and we drag him towards the outside of the cave. Right now, the party's in a very dark place. And he asked if he could eat the cultist, so we said go for it. And he eats him and gets, the human form. The bones and such. Excuse me.
Disgusting.
But, once this all goes down, we eventually find out that there's a way to resurrect them. From the ring. Now, the party starts traveling. And they're trying to make their way to that, try to find a way to resurrect them, to resurrect Eerie. And Leon's really pushing for this. He wants to bring her back. Eventually, Baron Redguard shows up. Fucking, he loves showing up at the right times to like really rub sand in the wound. Like he was a dick, like a huge dick. He was literally Handsome Jack.
Yeah, Handsome Jack.
Yeah, he would show up and always just like fucking make fun of things in a way.
Oh, I bought a diamond encrusted pony and I'm
surprised he didn't do that. But he offers a deal to Eerie, saying, "Hey, I could bring you back. Your gods be fine, all this shit, if you were to join me." and he gives Leon a ring, a mirror that he could call him with whenever she has her answer. Now, after all this went down, suddenly Leon tries to speak to her through the ring, and she left.
I am returned.
Welcome back.
What
yes,
did-
you
I'm
was
back.
it? Oh, what you missed was.
Don't worry about it. I missed a lot. I lost you like half an hour ago or something.
Don't be afraid to ask. But it's all good.
I just
Nah,
lost, you
don't
know,
worry.
like, you know what?
V does
It's
that
alright.
a lot. She forgets that we're playing D&D sometimes, thinks it's Scrabble.
Oh, it's all good. But once Leon looks at the ring, she's no longer in the ring. She just left. Like we're all like, what the fuck? She's not in there anymore. Where'd she go? Because you go the ring, you're able to leave when you want to willingly. It's all you. You're the only keeping yourself in the ring. And we're all just collectively said, yeah, she went over to him. She left the ring because she went over to join him. And it turns out that the entire time we've been playing with that character, she's been sexting the Baron. The BBEG. The out-of-game thing is the player kept messaging Agriel because they had an ability to message the big bad guy, and they kept trying to get information and say all this shit and try to be smart with the guy. And it was like we're all like, what the fuck?
What am I hearing?
And so it was literally sexting the Baron. They were just like, what the fuck?
Agriel, would you sex people for the sake of D&D?
Of course.
Sext in the... Okay.
I painted my dick red and sent dick pics to everything for the sake of the good D&D story.
Caddy red card.
I'm gonna eat now. I'll be back.
You don't want to hear the rest of it? It gets really good. Like you haven't even heard one of the biggest memes that we've saved to this one dude.
Oh, that one is good. The upcoming meme.
Yes. But enjoy your food if you do go. You can eat and chill out of here. Don't worry.
Because I could use some of that information on my other character.
But after they've been sexting the Baron and we find out about this shit, and we're all pissed, like, what the fuck? You're still chatting with this fucking dude. After he literally killed several of your party members.
That's what makes him hot.
Yes.
See, you know, this is why you're haunted.
But yes, this goes down, and Leon's now pissed. Like Leon's in an emotionally shitty part right now. He literally murdered several people. He's losing control of his werewolf form, and he is fucking the woman he really cared for is literally just fucking ditched him for the bad guy, for a bad boy. And it's like, what the fuck? Eventually, they make their way to a town that they want to try to get allies with. And Roland, the slime, is covered up because if a slime walks into town, he's most likely going to get attacked. We make our way to a blacksmith. Now,
I heard that story.
Yeah, we make our way to a blacksmith. Like, here comes the meme, just saying. And when we're chatting with him and trying to get information, eventually we're about to go, and Roland, the slime, decides to go up to him, and he says these fatal words that everyone will never forget. Agriel, I reveal my slime form. And we all collectively just say, what the fuck, man? To him. We're all angry. It's like, he literally made the character not even 3 sessions. It's been barely 2 sessions. And he literally did the one thing that Agriel told him. You can't show people your shit, otherwise they'll attempt to kill you.
Sounds like a challenge to me.
Yes, and he's like right now panicking. He's like, Agriel, can I eat him? It's like, the fuck, man? You're in the middle of town. And it's like we start talking to the guy and say like, oh, Leon says, oh, he's cursed, and luckily he's got great charisma rolls and helps convince him. It's like, yeah, we're looking to someone to cure him and all that, like la la la, and we save his ass in that moment.
Something even
So-
more terrifying.
So you're saying, basically what you're saying, that whenever we're around, whenever Greedy is saying something that I think is stupid, I can just say, oh, no, he's cursed, it's fine. He's gonna get cured at some point.
Hey, whatever you think could save your ass at the moment, Agriel will reward you for being smart. But if you're a fucking retard, you're probably gonna die.
I'm not doing retarded things, okay?
Agriel's behalf.
Wait, see?
I'm not doing retarded things. all the
Yeah,
time.
and get bitten by the fucking mimic on your first save.
Okay, but continuing the story, once fucking slime form happens, we can't get to speak to the king and the queen. So eventually, we start going to the shady part of town. We go to the rich part of town and speak to a guardsman that we bumped into a while ago.
Shady.
This guardsman eventually tells us that if you help us take down this criminal organization, I could get you to speak to our king, because what you're saying to help fight a war against Baron Redguard, because I wanted to start a war with against the big bad guy, because he had his own army, he had his own people. It's like, we need to start a fucking war. So the campaign was slowly moving towards war at that point.
War.
And they
That's
say
when the
you take
Great
out
War
this criminal
happened.
organization, we'll help you. Sorry, you take out this criminal organization, I'll help you get an audience with the king. We head down there and eventually bump into two other characters. What was it? What was the name of Sen's character?
Narsiba?
Narsiva and Balin Oathkeeper.
What?
What? What?
Yes, Narsiva, a dark elf, and
A
Balin
half-elf.
Oathkeeper, a half elf. My bad, a half elf, and Balin Oathkeeper, a what was it? A dwarf. And then we had Itruki, Ted's character, who was a paladin. He's now a paladin.
He was
And
also-
we all start making our way deeper into the city. Eventually, we want to get information to be able to meet up with these people. And we get an audience eventually with one of the guards, or one of the big guys. His name is Ashes. Definitely the guy you can trust, right? A guy named Ashes who works at Criminal Underground, right?
Sounds like someone who worked for Hitler before.
With the black mark?
Well, he says he spent his time a lot burning people alive, so...
That sounds like the most trustable person to me.
Oh, just wait. It gets even worse, bro.
Casino, of course.
Agriel, I trust this person with every fiber of my being.
Nice.
Bro, that's the thing. People trust the bad guys and anyone way more than they trust normal people.
Now that's my German blood talking to me.
So, once this was met, and everyone had their thing understood, and we're chatting with Ashes, who openly said he burned people, and we wanted to join him to do jobs. We went to go get him a comb. Combs that he wanted. Combs that get forgotten later on. These combs, we were going for a water one, but we start making our way through town, and eventually we bumped into Eggsy's new character called Raki. It was the person who played Eerie, who was sexing the Baron. This character is a special needs spider woman.
Oh no, don't tell me it's her.
It's the one.
No,
actually,
it's not.
But it's a special needs spider girl who has her own special thing later on that you'll eventually hear.
It's not Spider Mommy, don't worry.
Okay. Because when I heard that, I was like, oh no.
No, that character is too retarded to be Spider-Mommy.
Okay.
But when this character introduces is extremely stupid. Now we all start making our way out of town, And Leon says, "Hey, we need to open things up and tell everything out if we're gonna be working together." So he starts pointing everyone's shit out. Pretty much. Leon says, "Yeah, I'm a werewolf. Roland's a slime guy."
All of
And
fucking
we
half
have everything out in the open. Once we got into the water place, eventually we get the comb. Now, this is when Rain, I believe, and Copy joined in the campaign to this section.
No, they joined the. Yeah, actually they did. They
Yeah,
joined
and
the
that's
next
when the
section.
party split up.
We had
the party
East
then-
Coast and the West Coast. And
Yes,
this is
the
where
East
memes
Coast and the-
begin.
Yes. The party then splits up because there's too many players. We can't. So it became two groups, same story. Not same story, but fucking working towards the same goal in two different parts of the island. We have the West Coast that was meant to be subterfuge, be able to, disrupt Baron Redcoat's control of the area. Which was made out of Abby with his character, Rain and Copy with fire and with
It was fire.
what was it? It wasn't fire. It was the one before fire because fucking remember
Oh, yeah,
wiped out.
Igon.
With Igon, that was Copies, and Rain's was what? Maroc. Now, and the other character was Roland in there, Vic's character. So those characters are all put together over there. And on the west side was Leon, Ted with Vitruki, Sen with Narsiva, and Balin with Fulgrim with Balin's character. Now, as we're going to be following West Side more, but I'm going to be tuning into things that East Side does soon enough. Because they're, like, no joke, they were dropping like flies on their side of the island. Like, we started marking up how many deaths they were getting. Because, like, they just kept dying over there. But, on the west side, as they're starting to travel towards the further up part of the island, Leon's ring starts going a bit berserk. And out of there busts out the shark man, Gormick, Carrion's character. Gormick is a big motherfucking shark dude with a sword called Harvester. And he is a slaughtering machine. It turns out Gormick is bound to the ring. Now, I don't know how much detail you want me to go into in this story, Agriano.
Oh, you can go into it.
Alright, the ring, Gormick's soul was sold to a demon for the sword. And the demon's name was Zulma.
Dun, dun, dun.
Zulman.
Yes.
Sounds familiar.
Zulman had ownership of them.
Fucking Zulman. But he pays good, okay?
Yes. And he starts telling the party that I'm here because I work for the same demon that he works for, and he points to Leon. And Leon's like, what the fuck? The hell are you talking about? And Balin right now has got his little Jew nose going, and he's like, these people worship demons. He's like really stoning that shit. Like, this is his bread and butter right now. He likes that shit.
I'm touching my nipples.
Fucking just wait for the nipple.
Yeah, wait for the nipples.
But frickin' Leon right now is completely dumbfounded. Now, apparently he realized that any command Leon gives, he is compelled to do it. If Leon thinks about it, he will have to do it. He is compelled. Leon doesn't like the idea of this. One big thing is Leon's thing is you control your own fate. So the ring, he never used it. He never commanded him. He never forced him to do anything. Eventually, after Balin really hammering him hard, Jesus Christ, about his first appearance. They went to town. In this town, we were trying to build some allies up. Our side of the West Coast was to build an army to attack. On the East Coast was to build an army to deal with the West. So we start communicating with their leaders. Eventually, being able to speak to their head wizard.
Oh yes.
And he is known as the Nipple Wizard.
The nipple with
The reason he's called the Nipple Wizard is because for some reason Aggro could sound like like those South Park guys that rub their nipples were the freaking the fucking people who were telling like, oh, we bundling it together to what, we're the only person in town you could come to. So fucking every single time he would talk, we would think like he would fucking be rubbing his nipples.
He was probably using Mage Hand for that.
We made that joke a few times actually. He's jerking himself off into the table. But we get information that fucking people have gone missing, I believe, Aggro?
Yeah, people are missing.
And we start trying to head through town. Overall, we were fairly competent on this. So we start searching for clues. We gather information to the whole town and find out that there's a big monster that is actually clawing through the sewers. We start seeing signs of markings, ways they could get in. And eventually leading us to go out of town to a big abandoned building. So as we go to this big abandoned building, we find that there is a kid in there. This kid is all alone, and this is pretty sketchy as fuck. There's a kid alone in an abandoned building.
She owns that building.
Well, as we start going a bit more through there, we eventually start messing with some books. Previously, Balin set up a ring spell or something that would alarm him whenever the entrance that we found out that told us there was a big monster there, something would come through there. And as soon as we took a book, it activated. Like, he knew something was coming. We put the book back, and suddenly it stopped. After a conversation with the kid, eventually he says, okay, here, I'll go with you guys, blah, blah, blah. And just let me grab all the books. So he grabs all the books that are up there. And the monster shows up. It's a chimera. We start fighting the chimera, duking the thing out. And the kid rushes to the basement. The chimera, as Gormick, myself, are fucking wrecking that shit. It tries to get away. Luckily, I have Sentinel! And hit it as it's running away, and it can't escape. Eventually dying. Fucking good combo between the Shark Man and the fucking werewolf. But we come down to find the kid, and it's gone. The kid took a teleporting circle to get away. Super sketch. Once we found this all out, eventually we decided to go down to the sewers. Because we can't, there's a big festival gonna happen. A huge festival in town. And they're like, if we wait till when this festival starts, a lot of people could die. So we have to go down there now. As we head down below, we find a rotting corpse of a person, a homunculi, a flesh golem, named 17. What was it, Edgar?
13.
13? Named 13.
Android 13.
And he is bound by the rules that he has to obey his master's command no matter what. Now, we didn't want to fight the dude because he's just compelled to do what he needs to. He's literally like a child. And if we cross this line, he has to attack us. Luckily, one of our characters was smart enough to have a document on them that was given to them by the Nipple Wizard, who turns out was the big bad guy attempting to fucking take control of the city. And the one who made 13, the homunculi. And fucking hell. But we give this paper that says you need to buy this very expensive chemistry set. And we give it to him. It's an order from his master, so he has to obey. And the thing is, though, we told him it doesn't have a time limit, so you could take as long as you want. So he's got a loophole, and he's free. Now, once the party, the party has taken care of that, we bump into a rat with a top hat.
What?
A small rat with a top hat, who's super smart because of a fucking top hat. It's an experiment.
He has a top hat. He has to be smart.
And he is friends with the homunculi. We eventually tell him, you could go up there, go. Like, he's leaving. You could go help him and such. And it's literally fucking Pinocchio right now with Jimpy Cricket. Except it's a flesh golem and a rat with a top hat.
What the fuck is going on? This sounds more of a mini campaign than it is.
But once we went through that, we eventually see there is a kind of like a set, like alarm spell kind of thing down below. Balin disarms it. Apparently, it was meant to explode and destroy a building up above. Inside the cage is another chimera. It looks like it's asleep. It's been experimented on. There's tubes that connect to it, and it has certain things that are meant to increase rage. It was a guinea pig. As we're dealing with this thing, we eventually agreed to put it down. It turns out, once the chimera died, it turned into a old man, and that old man apparently was a copy? Was that
a copy of somebody else.
Yeah, it was a duplicate of someone else. It wasn't a real person. It's like a Horcrux, that kind of shit. But we get the information, the proof we needed, and we go up and tell the person in charge, the Burgermeister. Once we speak to the Burgermeister, they find out that, yeah, this guy was planning a coup, and they find an eye inside his wife's room that was spying on them, probably looking at her changing with, her bra off and such. Really getting off on that shit. Nipple wizard, And this guy's already gone. This guy left. He's no longer around. So, once this has been found out, we get to go speak to a higher up, and go speak to the Volvoid. We get a pass, and
oh man, I can't. Everyone's going. Oh, we gotta talk to this boring old man.
Not yet. We start to keep going. Now right now. Leon's thinking, okay, literally, we've been having nothing but losses and losses, and everything being so shitty. Let's have one moment and let's go enjoy the fair, because we just saved the day for this place. So let's enjoy ourselves for at least one moment. We start going to the fair. We start having fun. What's her name? Narsiva wants to buy a dress. So she's dragging Leon along, and Leon's fucking being forced to be a simp in a way. Because he promised her to get her this shit. Now, eventually, when they start getting all this shit, the keeper, the guy who's behind the stands, starts offering stuff to sell. They buy a Komodo for Narsiva, and Leon's looking through a box that the guy offers him. When Leon looks inside the box, it's full of statues. Statues of everyone that Baron Redguard has killed. Leon looks up, and the guy behind the fucking stand turns out to be Baron fucking Redguard.
Hola, señores.
This motherfucker shows up again. And it's like, what the hell? And as soon as Narcila sees him, she tries to fucking kill him right off the bat. And he casts boiling blood on her. So she is right now incapacitated by pain. Like, her blood is literally boiling. And fucking turns into a quick conversation because this guy sees one moment that they're enjoying themselves. Like, nah, I gotta make sure they remember they're on my island. And it's fucking starts really fucking with them. Eventually leaving. And these figurines are quite expensive. They're of every character that's fucking died. And certain ones that are questionable. One being of Balin's king being in there. So, the party then decides to still have that moment for themselves. After that shitty guy, like, after that shit thing coming out of nowhere. And they have fun in the fair for a second. Getting drunk, vomiting, all that shit. Eventually, they make it to a cart out of town that was going to take them to the town where the voivode's at. This great warrior kind of shit that became king. Or became put in charge. We're missing Narcila. She's out there. She's upset after seeing Redguard and her getting fucked. Pretty much. So Leon says, let me go get her. Leon finds her. She's upset. She's angry. She's right now saying, you guys are fucking around so much. I want to go after the bad guy. Like, you guys are wasting our time and all that shit. And Leon starts giving his reasoning. Because Leon's the one dictating pretty much things of what to go down. Because he's pretty much the leader of this side. And he tells her, here, you beat the crap out of me. I'll let you beat the crap out of me. Get this all out of you. And she rushes and starts crying into him. Even though he's shorter than her, she goes down and cries on him.
That's so sad.
And...
Alexa, play Despacito.
Despacita.
Yeah, but she's all crying. She's sad. Boo-de-hoo-de-hoo. And eventually they go rejoin the party. Now, as they're getting to this cart to go, Balin's driving. And now we start chatting. They start talking about Leon's god. Leon wants to do the thing.
This is the sorry, God. This is the best shit ever. This is the best shit ever. I swear to God.
This. Look, once we get into this cart, Leon wants to commune with his god because Balin has a cool ability that lets him talk to his god. And Leon eventually shows him this book that it's because Leon's a multi-class between a blood hunter and a warlock. And this is tied to his actual character. He shows Balin the tome, and Balin asks, okay, is this shit bad juju? And Agrios says, yeah, this is some bad juju shit.
The baddest of the jujus.
But, yes, there's some bad juju shit. Now, Leon wants to commute with his god. Maybe he could give him some insight, help him out whatever's going on, and help them deal with Baron Redguard. So, Leon begins to meditate. Now, before we get into the juicy part, we're gonna call a quick break.
To take our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Legend!
Because this is where Agrio really likes this shit, and fucking Leon becomes literally an... I don't know what to fucking say. He becomes an open door. I'll be right back.
I am gonna go to bed.
You gonna go to bed, V?
Mm-hmm.
Get some
Night.
crispy shit.
Underneath your sheet, they make you a Dutch oven. Saying. Alright, so quick break, time out for our sponsors. I'll be back, and I'll continue the story.
Great.
Oh, you guys are still in the story, okay. Oh, I'll see you guys later, I guess some other time.
Alright, V.
Bye-bye.
It will be the story of Rady Shady.
And I'll be back.
The Shadow, the Legends of Shadow. Raids.
Get some
I
KFC,
think-
the chicken that tastes your fingers.
Is active, protected at all costs.
And this is such a fucking funny moment now.
Cause like this is all began when I said like I'm thinking of another character that would be a noble son, but his class is a bard.
Well, that's not too unreasonable.
And like he said that sounds like his character, and I'm like, wait, what?
Let me tell you a story, buddy.
Yeah, literally. It's like,
Let me tell you the story about how we became shady and ready.
yeah.
But yes,
like,
today's sponsor
I
is
might-
it's Wix. Create your own custom website by being retarded. It's so simple, even monkeys can do it.
Twice.
He said that Vic just fucking popped out the sword and released the big bad guy.
Oh yes, oh baby boy, the juice. The juice.
This is like what Dino's character gone through. I could. It seems like the new party is just like the repeat of the old party.
Is it really? No, not really.
Not really, but some
I
part.
would say their characters are more complex than your guys's.
Yeah.
5 seconds left. Bomb location secure.
I'm just listening here and playing Rocket League.
Rocking League.
Yes, the Rocking League. Finally, I finished my pass.
Finally awake.
That's all the rewards.
Yeah, their characters are more complex.
True. No, everything just now with the story began was
Thank you.
like when V was complaining about her character being too complex.
What?
Yeah, with her story. V.
No, she's fucking not a complex character.
Yeah.
And the most complex character we had was Angelo, but even then, it wasn't too complex.
In what kind of complex do you mean?
Character-wise, he's not a cardboard cutout. You know, he has moments and shit.
Nah, sadly with Haunted Greed it's there, it's like... I'm trying my best, boy.
Mine is literally just to hunt.
Nah, mine is find all the cursed items that greedy fuckboy was
The
like.
backstory aside, the backstory is not as important as people make it out to be, that's the thing. I mean, how they act, that's the thing.
Oh.
Because nobody is really going like above and beyond to have really interesting character moments. And the thing is, like, the most complex backstory right now is probably...
Appy's new character?
Yes.
I haven't seen his backstory though.
Yeah, and I would say him and Sadat have, like, you know, the most interesting backstories. Because, you know, it's not every time we get, like, my father is missing, I want to find him, you know. And
yeah.
Appy kind of ties into the world, though he has been playing with me for a while now, so...
Yeah, he has. And he knows the world a little bit better.
Yeah, he knows the world, but yeah, I would say the least complex backstories are... like Bottom Last, V, Copy, and Rain. Like, those are the most generic backstories ever. Above that, I would say Lizards, like, stands on its own. And then I would say greed is above that? Because, you know, not every time that you fucking, you know, actually want to fuck yourself in the backstory.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I kind of want to do it, and then the curse came. And there's not always a cursed character that's actually cursed.
Yeah, he's actually fucking cursed. Like, most people don't want to do that.
Nah, fuck it. That's the charm of it. It's a lot of fun.
It is the charm of it, yeah. And then, like, I would say Sadad and the new character of Happy Hap. The most
Did
original
he post a backstory?
I don't know.
Cause whenever I checked, it's still blank.
I mean, not having a good backstory is not that bad, to be fair. It's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I see it with Aggie. She has almost no, she has no backstory. But we still managed to make her appear.
And the thing is, backstory is not as important as people fucking think it is.
But it helps.
It helps the GM make something you would care about. But I don't think it's like mandatory that your backstory should, you know.
Nah. You can make something we care about without backstory.
A bomb has been located by Op 4.
Like, I thought of a really good backstory. For the bard.
You have been spotted by hostiles.
Well, that's nice.
Compromised.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome to life.
Alright, everyone ready to continue?
Yeah.
Zeno?
I am here, I'm listening.
Alright, you ready to continue? Zeno, you ready to continue? Alright, so, once Leon begins meditation to commune with his god, Leon passes out. Gormick suddenly blacks out and hits the ground of the cart. Right now, both sides are only like, what the fuck's happening? So, both Leon and Gormick wake up in a room, like in an open area with tables and chairs. It's like a grassy-like area, and they see an old man in a suit.
No, it's Morgan Freeman.
Oh, it's Zulman.
Almost.
Yes, and he starts chatting with them, saying, "Hey, you guys called me? Good to see you." And this is where a bunch of information is smacking Leon in the head right now. But first, let's see what's going on the outside of Leon's head. Balin and Narsiva suddenly see that these two have just collapsed, and they stop the cart. They put their bodies out and wondering what the fuck's going on. So, they think, okay, well, we gotta see what's going on in there. And Narsiva dives it into Leon's head. Like fucking using her mind magic. And then Balin dives into Leon's head. Using his mind magic. And there's another character in there, that's Dark's character, who's just standing there because he can't dive into someone's head. And they're floating around invisible in Leon's mindscape, where Zulman's there, and so is Gormick. And Zulman starts telling Leon that he told him about the big surprise that it was Leon's reason that his brother's dead, right? Yeah, girl?
Yeah, that's right.
He reveals that to him. And Gormick asks about his positioning in life. But let's focus a bit on Leon, though. Leon finds out, yeah, you made a deal with me. Now, if I go over right now a brief history on Leon's backstory. Leon's backstory, in his head, was that he was a prince of Vilkston. He had a twin brother. And his mother and father, blah blah blah, loved him very much. And his what was it? His aunt and uncle were part of his life, being in charge. The main family of Vilkston were werewolves, while the aunt and uncle were a werebear, the aunt, and a wereshark that was his uncle. Once they at one point with the training, eventually the king sent out his twin sons, Leon and Edward, his twin brother, to go out on a hunt and deal with some rogue wolves. During this hunt, a white wolf came and then had backup several other hounds. Eventually, Leon getting overwhelmed, and so was Edward, and a white wolf slitting the throat of his brother. Leon then first turning into a werewolf at this time. And scaring the other wolves off. Leon had a deep-seated fear of wolves at this point. But in his werewolf form, he had a hatred for them. No. Leon starts dragging his brother's slit-throat corpse towards the gates of Vilkston, and he collapses. That was his backstory. His backstory was more of a tale than anything. Like it was like a book. That's how I wrote it. A small little tale you tell children. Except involving slitting throats.
Meant was like a novel, you know.
Yeah. Now, once, but only the nobility were werewolves. That was it. Oh, different forms. Werewolves were the main folk of the family, the big ones, the actual people in charge. But, once Zul'Mon told him that Leon made a deal with him. Well, part of him made a deal with him to kill his brother. Zul'Mon then shows him a flashback that Leon gets caught off guard when he's a werewolf. And he says, I can help you become the next king. I could give you power. All I ask is for you to let a little accident happen. And he take it for his brother's soul. And the werewolf side of Leon agrees. Leon had no memory of this. And it shows Zul'Mon turn into the White Wolf. So the White Wolf in his backstory that killed his brother, Zul'Mon, and took his soul. Once this all went down, Leon right now is bound fucked. He is stunned. Right now he's stammering. He's not thinking critically like he normally does. And Gormick starts asking questions about his stuff. Because Gormick has to gather 1,000 souls and his sword.
1,000 souls, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. And every time he takes a soul, he goes berserk. You know, stronger, but he's harder to control. Or he kills, the stronger he is. Now, he asked if I was to kill Leon, would I be the one in charge? Leon is shocked at that. Because in Leon's area, Gormick, when he came into the picture, he was tied into my character story. He was brought in easier that way. And he's a hero in Leon's home of Vilkston. And to Leon, he's a fucking hero. Like, he's someone he looks up to. And that's kind of like the first base of their relationship. Gormick never really cared about that at the start. Now, they start... How do I say? When it came to after that conversation, Zulman says, yeah, it was. Hopefully, this helped answer your questions and such. And he also tells him that, what was his name? Malar, Leon's kingdom's god, the god of lycanthropes, the evil god, is hunting Zulman. And it's like it's nice to have a conversation with Leon that's not involving Malar, because it's freaking a evil werewolf god, chaotic evil. So, once this conversation went down, he looks at the party that is invisible, eavesdropping in, because another person eavesdropped into this. Because Baron Redguard pops up next to fucking Darch's character. Oh, he's showing up.
And he comes in there.
Yeah, he always shows up. And he's like, hey, I think you should see what's going on in here. And he shows, like, he starts tuning in right now to friggin' Leon's head, like everyone else. Because it was looking like Leon was podcasting his fucking brain for some reason. And Zulman shows Darch's character that, yeah, this is what's happening, the people you're keeping nearby you. So, once everyone gets booted from Leon's head, Leon starts going berserk. He's right now fucking going nutters with the werewolf form. He's not in control. And Balin turns him into a goat. This is a running theme. Once Leon is eventually free and under his own... Hey, Darch, perfect timing! Once Leon's free and under his back under his control, he starts slamming his sword down. Fucking thunder cracking, all this shit. Having his own little mental fucking spasm as he's literally fucking just realized he killed his own brother. He fucking has been dealing with this shit for a while. And is having his own little mental spasm. Gormick tries to talk him down. You don't fucking say, he tries doing his own way of trying to calm Leon. Failing miserably, though, because he's talking like a warrior, and Leon's not fucking the bred to be the warrior. The warrior was more of his brother. And Narsiva, to snap him out of it when he's constantly in his own spin of depression, she kisses him. And he's like, okay, that was nice.
Didn't help, but it was nice.
Yeah, he is no longer like now thinking about the other shit. He's like the okay.
Now he's
that
confused by
happened.
3 things.
Yeah. So he's like he gets up, he goes to Gormick, pats him on the back, says, "You're a good guy." Continues to walk back to his tent. So then, in the middle of the night. What was it? This was the very awkward moment once we had the tents up. Narsiva... What was it? Who was it, this one, Agrio? It was like, we had a conversation, someone said, hey, can I try something? And our minds go one way, then Gormick walks into Leon's tent and say, hey, I want to try something, and Leon's like, no! No, get away from me! Thinking it was gonna go really gay.
Everybody came to fuck Leon.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Like, poor Leon on this shit.
Wouldn't be the worst thing Gormick did.
But eventually, fucking after that, we make it to the Voivode City. And I believe we got a direct audience. We didn't have to do much.
Yeah, because you saved the city from the Chimeras.
Yeah, but it turns out there's a big struggle right now with town. People are fucking, there's the little political struggle because the son wants to go side with Baron Redguard, while the father is saying like, he's a warrior, we've been fighting them forever. Like this, fucking, you want to side with our enemies? And then you have the political struggle with all the other nobility who are going back and forth as well. And eventually we have to be smart about this. We have to win people over. Win them with frickin' whatever we can so they go side against Baron Redguard, because we don't want them to be neutral. We don't want them to side with Redguard. We want them to help fight against Redguard.
And then we fall into a trap.
Not yet. But apparently we were working our way towards a big trap. Luckily things didn't work out the way it did. But once we started chatting, eventually the party was able to convince people. Like we had full grim drinking, merrymaking with some people. Gormick was talking about all the war crimes he did.
Hey
And,
kids, you want to hear about
Typical
war
Tyrion
crimes?
thing.
Yeah, he was talking about his war crimes and getting some other people to hear his tales. I forgot what you were doing, Darch.
He
So
was
do
there.
I.
He was there.
Yay. I was there.
What was it? Leon went to speak to a few nobility that were arguing, and they were acting pretty much like children. Leon started saying like, "Oh, like you people shouldn't be fighting. You need to work together." Blah blah. He was trying to make himself look good.
Power of friendship.
The thing is, though, he rolled low, so frickin' aggro with when he was playing as these two guys said, "What? You're just a foreigner. What? Like you have nothing to say here." It's like that. Like, yeah, I am a foreigner, and if you guys look like this to me, what does the rest of the world think of you? And that pretty much fucked them up because I rolled again, and they got fucking screwed on that. The people who were watching, like, yeah, he's right, and all this shit. You're all children. And
That's what they.
yeah, then they all went to their corners like clicking children. It was good. Eventually, Leon walking in on the Voivode and his son, and calming them down too. So positives on Leon with those rolls. But it turns out the Voivode was... Oh wait, damn it, that skips ahead a bit.
Hey, you
I forgot to say about I forgot to say the fucking entrance of the Voivode. Skimming back a bit, sorry about that. We had to go into some sort of big party to meet the Voivode in the first place. Everyone right now was thinking, oh, this is gonna be so boring, just more political stuff. Oh, this is gonna suck. And then the Voivode comes into the building like a fucking UFC fighter, pro wrestler. She's like, oh, fucking lights and heavy armor with a sword. Like, yeah, it's the Voivode. He comes in like John Cena. And then freaking everyone's stunned on this shit. Like, holy crap, this guy's not boring at all. And he sits down and they're all drinking with him and everything. But something Leon smells. A familiar scent. Of someone who was sexting the Baron.
A smelly smell.
And he sees Eerie, the girl he was interested in, right there sitting. With a veil. And a headless, and a knight that turns out to be Zanji with no head. And an invisible old character, my old character, Old Man. Now, a lot of questions come up. Like, these people are supposed to be dead and they're here. So, this turns to a small conversation. And it's awkward. Your ex is next to your current girl. And how do I say this? It turns out they're here to talk to this part of the island to get them to work with the Baron. They're the emissaries for Baron Redguard.
Oops.
Yeah, awkward moment. Now, this place became in its own stalemate. Because it turns out Baron Redguard's people have left, and there's someone who's a part of their people. Who, after this whole party went down. Also, it turns out Eerie is on our side. So she was giving us fucking information and such. The only thing that didn't really make that much sense was that she's now sexting us when she was sexting the Baron. So she just fucking likes the 2-time shit. What a bitch.
Now she sees the stuff is shifting and she's like, oh shit, I should go to their side now.
Back to my old dick.
Yes, it's pretty much that. Fucking hell. But apparently, she gives a big piece of information. The reason Baron Redguard has always had a step ahead of us was because Leon has a bug in his nose.
Oh
A
no.
literal bug.
A literal zombie bug with metal. Metal zombie bug. That can't be fucked with magic and such. So anything Leon sees, hears, smells, all that shit, Baron Redguard can see.
And smell.
And smell.
And take.
Good talkers. So yeah, everything. All the senses he was able to see. So now, this is now up. They can't tell Leon about that. They know that he about the spy thing because he has it. So then Redguard would know they know. Don't know what would happen with that if my head would explode or something. So they had to be sneaky about it. Eventually, after dealing with that, and the town, I forgot where we went to next, Agriel.
The mountains.
The mountains? Didn't we go to another town before that?
The mining thing.
Yeah, the mining, but before the mining, there's a town we went to that had the inscriptions on the wall about Harvester.
Oh, that's the library in the same town.
Okay. Oh, okay. Once he did that, once after speaking to the Voivod and dealing with all that, he told that there's this mining area right now that is struggling because fucking they're being under attack by fucking black dwarves.
Black dwarves.
Everything at like is bad.
Black dwarves. And he wants to get help out. We make our way over there and find this because they're missing a party of people. So we speak to the guy who's offering some information, and in his office around that area there is scriptures, and the scriptures speak of Harvester and the end times, and that once Harvester has absorbed 1,000 souls, the devil will wield it and bring the end of days, that kind of shit. So, once this shit all went down, and the harvesters of souls information was gathered, and we find out about was it? No, we didn't find out about that. Oh yeah. It turns out I also had an item I forgot I had for a long time. It was, you know, the sword that Baron Redguard was sealed in? Before he got set free by a retard's choice, setting up this whole campaign. Like, that is what happened if he never picked up the sword. I had the hilt of the sword still on me. But not the blade. The blade was called from the Unknown Hero. Within the text of that place, so that the Unknown Hero used this sword to seal away an evil motherfucker. So it turns out to be Baron Redguard. When he almost conquered the world.
10 seconds remaining.
So we knew about the text, but we got some information about that. And we continued on to our task. We eventually make it to the mining town, where a guy, I forgot what was it. No, it wasn't him. There's a guy who thanked us for something. I forgot what. But he gave us a bunch of bread in a basket. Really, I forgot what we did that they were so happy about. But we then Narsiva got information that there's a shrine up above of a guy you could ask any question to, and he has all knowledge and blah blah blah. So we got convinced to go up there. They wanted to deal with the bug in Leon's nose before they keep progressing anymore, because then Redguard knows everything they're doing, so there's no winning. Now, once we got this, and we started making our way to the top of the mountain. Now, there's this one dwarf that really fucking cucked Narsiva. Like, Narsiva was the biggest, greediest motherfucker. And he just kept fucking tricking her for more gold to get her up the mountain with everyone. Like, fucking, he really got a bunch of gold out of her. It was funny as fuck. And fucking Aggro was happy of that shit. Alright, Aggro, you Jew?
Yes, I am. Very happy about that.
But we made it to the top of the mountain with his rocket fucking, what was it? His rocket cart? Having to throw saving throws to try to hang on. And we make it to the top. Once we make it to the top, surprising. We bump into, what's his name? We bump into a giant, just a giant, who looks like he's half dead. You give him a tribute, and he will tell you whatever the fuck you want. You ask him questions, he'll answer them. The thing is though, if you ask him any questions that cause too much strain, it kills him. And if he dies, you take his place. So if you ask him a question that takes too much strain and he dies, you're gonna slowly become him, and you will be the next one who takes his place. So we start. We're about to ask questions when guess who were to arrive?
Come on, you can guess, guys. You know him. You love him.
Baron.
Yep. Baron Redguard shows up. And Narsiva, seeing him, instantly goes angry mode. Now, fucking Leon's calming her down, saying, hey, I need you to stay calm, because if you can't stay calm, I can't be calm. So it was a good thing that Leon talked her down, because no one can fight where he's at. It's neutral ground. And Baron Redguard uses his fucking golems to fight, but this was actually him. Like, you makes fake golems with him to fight. And once we made it... Oh, excuse me. That was you, Darch.
It was?
Yep.
It was
Once we started asking us questions, he... what's his name? The giant actually says to Leon, you're the one with 3 souls. And we're like, the fuck? You have 3 souls in you, apparently, boy. And one is the werewolf, the human, and the demon. There's 3 things inside Leon.
Damn. He fucked good.
Yeah, he is literally 3 parts in there. And the way he describes it, it's like a song he sees. He sees the wolf song, he sees the human song, and he sees an occasional little blip where the demon song comes in, whispering to each side, changing the rhythm. Once the questions were asked, everyone did it in private. Eventually, it's Redguard's turn. He wants to ask a question. Which, eventually, this leads to a character development within Redguard. This is where things change. We start learning more about him. Redguard says to him, like, I want to say the question out loud, but I want the answer in private. How do I take over the world? And then he disappears with the guy, and he comes back. He looks kind of stunned. Like, he looks like shocked in a way. and he starts chatting with Leon for a moment, and he says, "Are you sure you don't want to join me?" And Leon says, "No, he doesn't want to join." And it was that, yeah. Then Redguard leaves. I guess he turned. I forgot how. I think he turned to an eagle or something. I don't remember. He usually just fades in and out when he wishes.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. Now, here's when we start going down below ground. We're gonna continue our job and deal with the mine shit. Go rescue the workers. Once we started ascending into the mines, there were traps, and eventually we find a city of black dwarves that were enslaving elves.
You skipped a part.
What did I skip?
You just skipped the whole encounter with Felth.
No, was in. Oh yeah, that was further in.
Oh, no, that's
Before,
before,
yeah, that was before. Once we went to the entrance of the cave, it turns out the Nipple Wizard had a base there with one of his homunculi there, number 12, and we had to duke it out with this motherfucker. He had an eye on his forehead that whenever you cast a spell, he would suck it in and then dish it back out. The spellcasters were getting fucked by this. They didn't know what to do. They didn't, try to counter it or anything. And every time they would cast a spell, they would do one of their strong ones, and we would get fucked by it. Fucking Leon was starting to go in his own way berserk, and so was Gormick. We were killing like crazy. It was just like, shrung, shring, strung, like Dark Soul bosses, Carry On said. Eventually, we defeat 12, but the entire place goes into flame. Balin, I believe, transformed himself into a horse, and Carrion on Gormick jumps on his back and rides into the fire to try to get something, get some of the books, or some info. Able to save at least one tome. Then from there, they started traveling deeper into the mines, and found the city of the Black Dwarves. And the Black Dwarves, what was it? Were extreme racists. They had elves, slaves, and I think white people too. And we had to fight once we went to where they were all meeting up in the arena, we eventually got tossed into the arena to fight in there. But there was a giant blue worm who almost completely slaughtered us in one strike. Balin turned it into a turtle, put a weight on it, and then crushed it. Yeah.
He turned it into a turtle, made a cage around it, so that when he released the polymorph, the turtle expanded and just shredded it.
It was the immovable rod.
Yeah, it's a cage.
We put two of them on there. Yeah, and it was very anticlimactic. But we got fucked by that. Yeah, very effective.
It's effective, but we were in the Coliseum, so they got a little.
The audience was unimpressed.
Boo! I want a refund.
There was a few boos. They were bored.
I want a refund. Boo!
Eventually, we were given the A-OK, and we went through the city. Eventually, finding a wing of the place that they can't get into because they're not the original occupants of the place. There was another set of dwarves. There was a door that we couldn't get into that you need a key to get in. Eventually, we went further into the place because there was a forge the back to forge the key from. We make our way deeper, and fucking shit's hitting the fan now. There's these fucking golems, metal golems. They're using the souls of elves. They're screaming in pain. And we are killing them as we're going through. We are withering down. that shit. Because then fucking the Dwarf King, the one that was the biggest racist of them all, of that, the Black Dwarf King, he would eventually come here, and that won't be good. Because there's a bunch of dead dwarves around the entrance, if you know what I mean. So, once we made it in there, eventually after wiping room by room, we get to the forge. In the forge room, after we're all... practically 1 HP. Darch is practically dead. Arceva is decent. Gormick is extremely fucked up. No, sorry, he's not there. Balin is kind of fucked up. And this person's sending me a guild invite, which I don't even know who the fuck they are. What was it? Once we got into the place, there's a big door in the back, and I'm like, okay, I'm at 1 hit point. If I open this door, and we're about to, and they try to kill me, just run. I'll try to hold it off the best I can. We can't go back. Turns around. Just like, what the fuck, Algriel?
What'd I do?
Because he literally tosses this fucker right in front of us after we're almost dead. And it's like, we're not gonna be able to kill this dude. Then after collectively shitting myself, it talked. And I'm like, thank you. It's not trying to kill me. And thanks to Balin, we were able to get him to make the key. But Leon gets a nice upgrade. A sexy fucking shield. And the thing is, though, he took the adamantine that was still left, and he also asked, what was it? If I put in more of my soul into it, the stronger it would be. So, in mechanic terms, the more constitution points I put in from my multiplier, the stronger the shield will be. So if I give up all my constitution, I could have such a high AC from it. I put in a few. Not too much.
Sacrificing a little bit of health there.
Quite a bit of health, bro. Jesus. But sacrificing a bunch of my shit to get stronger. And I get this sexy new shield that looks like a fucking wolf on it and all this shit. And it gives me legendary resistance. It lets me suck in fire. If someone likes to shoot a fireball at me, I can suck it in and dish it back out. It was a sexy shield. Fucking hell. And this was made by Agrio.
Nice.
Like, it was so fucking sexy. Once we had that, we eventually make it to the door that was sealed off. And we open it. Now, once the door was open, there's a corpse on a throne with a crown on it. A midget king is with a throne, and he's dead. But they sense that it's still, like, somewhat alive. So we eventually start trying to chat with it, you know, trying to talk. No response. Balin eventually chats with it. And suddenly he's taken to his own little realm for a moment. And the corpse stands up in his own little ethereal world, puts the crown on his head, and voila, you have a new dwarf king. Who was meant to find the worthy person of the crown. That has all the knowledge of 1,000 kings. Yes, dwarf king. So, once this information of the dwarf kings was given, Eventually, Gormik's back. Comes out of the ring. We decide to take him towards the forge. Because he heard about the forge. The Soul Forge. And Gormik asked if he could be fused with Harvester, his sword, the one that keeps sucking in souls that was given to him by Zulma. So the golem grabs him, grabs the sword, and starts hammering away. Chung. Just fusing them together. And he is a big crystal shark. Red crystal shark. This motherfucker is fused with his evil sword. And now he is no longer tied to Zulman. He's also a construct. He's also already been OP as fuck, and now he's got a lot strong. Not as powerful, but fucking still a fucking danger of a motherfucker. Once he was fused with the sword, we start making our way out. We're being chased by fucking a horde of fucking midgets right now. Black midgets. As we're trying to make our way out, we're still in combat. Luckily, Ted's there, and he uses his necklace to summon a friend from one of the old PCs. I think of Agriel's or.
No, that wasn't Ted. That was gone. It was.
No, because they used that necklace. It summoned a character. Remember? It summoned a hyena
Balin.
dude.
That is Balin that summoned you, look.
Oh.
Oh,
Balin had it. Okay, Balin. It was Ted.
Who the
It was
fuck was he
Ted.
playing?
He's the one who had it that time. He was playing Rolo.
No.
Rolo had the necklace. He summons
oh, yeah, right.
it.
Rolo, right. He played Rolo. I forgot.
But Ted summons Ted summons another character from a previous campaign, a hyena dude.
Yeah, that's my PC.
Who fucking is a motherfucker, like strong motherfucker. And another player blows a horn that summons a bunch of fucking Valhalla Vikings.
Yeah,
and that squad of them. Yeah, Dark summon Valhalla Vikings. And
look, all I wanted to do was kill everyone there.
Yeah, so you have the hyena leading the Valhalla Vikings to fight the fucking doors while we book it out of there. Which, by the way it looks, the Valhalla Vikings and the hyena dude probably slaughtered all of them. Like
we rolled for it, and they got like 75% dead down there.
Yeah. Like, pretty much obliterated all of them. And we know for sure their leader's dead. But, fucking hell. Once we made it out of there, eventually we went back towards, the Voivod. And we tell him, okay, the job's done, that kind of stuff. It's taken back. And now we need to head out. Sadly, they're still in deadlock, so we can't take them to join us. Not yet. But at least right now they're not with Redguard, and they're more likely to turn to our side. Now, we start getting information from the other team. Apparently, several of them fucking died.
Lol.
Like, they were just dying like hell. How many people died in their side, Agro?
Whoo-wee! I can make a song routine to fucking sing all the names.
Like, Jesus Christ. Fucking Agro is not a bloodthirsty Agro's not a bloodthirsty GM. But they made him seem like he was literally fucking D&D Hitler. Like, holy crap, they were dying so much.
They were indeed dying very much. Let's
Yes,
see. Switch to the West Coast a bit. They're the more fucking hilarious ones.
Okay. Let's start off with... Damn it, Agro, you need to be the one that tells them, because I don't remember the details that much.
Very well. The West Coast, consisting of...
You start from the
Russians.
beginning when they separated.
Alright, they separated and they did like a little time skip, and they were in the sewers with ashes, because most of them were monster races. The only one that was not a monster race was Copy. Yes, Copy. Okay, so what happened with West Coast? They were kind of lost, to be fair. They knew their mission, but they were not sure how to go about it, you know. They had no clue. This is a common theme with them. And...
You mean with the Russians?
No, Vic, XZ, the Russians. I think the only one trying a lot was Appy, but didn't see them.
Poor Appy, I have to say it.
He's very poor. Okay, but basically what happened... they took a job... They had several, actually, job options. They didn't want to do the whole criminal underground thing. Not their style. You know what I mean? But the job they did eventually choose to do is go outside the city and help one of those dukes. What's it called? With a problem. He didn't want to specify what it was, but you know, it paid pretty well, so it was like, yeah, we're going there. V is going there. So, they went forth to the Duke. Rocky, Rock. No, actually, no, I'm skipping ahead because like Igon actually called Baron Redguard a bitch. He took offense to that, and he wanted, he wanted to fucking what's it called, reprimand him for it, you know. Tell him, listen up, you little shit. And basically, they went into a store, and there was a fucking elixir. Like multicolored elixir. It was called the wishing, the elixir of wishes, the grant your wish. Okay, so they were actually thinking, oh my god, this guy is selling a fucking elixir of the grants a wish.
No,
and they were literally
no,
masturbating in front of it. They're like, oh yes, we can wish Baron Redguard to die. Oh, you know, it's like fucking hell.
For how much? For how much was he selling that?
400 gold pieces.
Well, yeah, of course it is exactly what.
And you know what? They were literally. I think both of their fucking hands were in their fucking pants. Alright, they were having the biggest fucking what's it called, red balls when they saw that shit. And turns out he gave it to them. It was just colored water. It was Baron Redguard saying, "Listen here, Igon, you little bitch, you're gonna die." But no, you know what? They talked it out, and Baron Redguard actually cast a spell on him that he will have to help anybody who asks him for help. Okay, that's actually a curse that he has. If anybody comes to him and asks for help, Igon.
Ah.
But Copy didn't know that at the time, and then he switched his character because he wanted to play Gunslinger, not Artificer, because he doesn't know how Artificer works and still does not know how Artificer
and he's playing one in our campaign now again.
Right? He doesn't know how it works, and he will never know how it works. In any case, yes. They go forth, he changes character, and they go to the Duke's place. So what happens at the Duke's place? He tells them that a long time ago there was this there was this woman that asked him for guidance and shit. He wanted she asked him for shelter. He was like, no, you're an ugly bitch, get the fuck out. And it just turns out this woman was a hag, and she cursed his firstborn daughter, turned her into a monster.
Oh, nice.
As you do.
And the West Coast was tasked to you know, lift the curse, try to help his poor baby daughter. Well, they went to the fucking... They didn't know what the fuck was going on with the curse, you know, they got no clue, but they asked to see the body of the daughter. Because the monster has been sighted. What's it called? Going back into the crypt after eating. So they go forth to the crypt. They see the body, and Vic is like, Agriel, how tall is the body? I was like, it's a bit shorter than you. Alright, I'm gonna eat the body, Agriel. Are you sure, Vic? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna eat the finger, see what happens. I was like, you eat the finger and nothing happens. Alright, fuck it. I'm eating the body. And he just eats the whole body. Alright. After devouring the body, he goes out with the party. By the way, Eggsy was playing the most fucking, what's it called? I'm not gonna play D&D while I play D&D game, okay? He was trying so hard not to participate in D&D while playing D&D. I don't know what the fuck was up with that, doesn't matter. Alright, so he was hiding somewhere, what's it called? Everybody else was in the balcony discussing what they're gonna do. And I was like, Vic, as soon as you hear the bell strike midnight, you explode and the monster comes out off you. That actually instantly downs him. That instantly downs him. He had like an ability that he is still a little slime, and that if he devours something he can go back into the fight, but like if he gets attacked again he's down forever. Not forever, but you know, just down. So, you know, the fight is brutal, this shit is beating them, and then along came Eggsy, you know, trying to save the day. He does to a certain extent, but the thing starts running away. Oh yeah, we forgot, Fitz was here all the time, but Fitz literally did nothing. If we put like a if we put a brick next to the party and Fitz, there will be no difference in D&D terms. Alright, so what happens? They fight the monster, they manage to make it run away, and it does run away back to the crypt. Now, here is Vic in all of his infinite glory and wisdom. He says, I'm gonna chase the monster. So he sees the Duke. He had a seizure because he saw the monster run past him. And Vic is like, I'm gonna eat the Duke. He's probably gonna die. He has a seizure. He's probably gonna die. And I was like, Vic, you wanna be a fucking nurse when you're done with the army? Do you think a man having a seizure means he's automatically gonna fucking die? I was like, oh shit, you're right. No, I'm not gonna eat him. And
he is so fucking dumb!
He is. And they chase the motherfucker back to the crypt. But the motherfucker is waiting for them on the side of the crypt. And remember, guys, you can't ready an action outside of combat. The fucking degenerates. That pissed me off, actually. Stupid niggers. But yes.
You can ambush things, but...
You can ambush things, but you need to go 3 rolls before you go to the ambush point. You can't just say, hey, I ready my action and run into the room. That's not how it works. But yes. They go forth into the crypt. The monster kills Vic. Fitz escapes, and that's how Roland died. Pretty sad, isn't it?
These are better.
Not even but you know, deaths happen. In any case, tomorrow they devise a plan to actually, what's it called? Go after the Striga again, you know, to do some bullshit with it. And Vic is like, I'm gonna make a UNT, but secretly it's a half-elf. And everybody was expecting the UNT and shit. But no, it was a half-elf. He fooled them all.
No, we had about the curse he wanted. That was the curse.
Yes, yeah. He was like, yeah, can I have like a curse? I was like, yeah, sure. You know, what would you like the curse to be? I was like, whenever I touch somebody, they get like fucking, you know what? I burned them, it does damage. And I was like, okay.
No, bro, remember it was first he wanted to literally make a discount Leon.
Oh, you're right. He wanted a what's it called?
He wanted to be a werewolf.
And I was like, you know, you won't be able to control yourself. I was like, oh really? Shoot, I didn't know that. That has never crossed his mind. But yes, basically, after destroying that, you know, burning shit, I was like, wait, Vic, you want to make a curse? That's not actually a curse, but a benefit. I was like, yeah, I do. I was like, that's not how curses work.
That's called blessing.
That is a blessing, yeah. And you can't have a blessing in my gifting. That's even more, so...
But curse is okay.
You can't be hashtag blessed. It's illegal.
You cannot be hashtag blessed. But yeah, so basically, he did that bullshit, and then he made his character a half-elf wizard. He was also half drow. I didn't know that because he was just darker skinned. I mean, you know, the people love having half drows in my campaigns. I don't know why.
Nah, either I go full drow or no drow.
I don't know. Everybody wants to be a special snowflake. In any case, you know, they meet up. They're all cool. They decide to fight the monster. They do indeed lure into a trap. But oh, what's this? Well, Eggsy was doing nothing. I decided to involve him in the campaign a bit, you know. I was like, hey,
Yeah,
two children
you gotta help
approach
them
you.
see their point of view, bro. It's gonna be funny.
Yes, I was like, two children approach, you know. They seem peaceful. They're just chilling, you know. They're being children. They're playing, and he lets them go. Okay, first time he doesn't do anything. Next time they find him with an older child and they start running, and it's like, I chase them and kill them. It's like, what now? So basically, the older child sacrifices itself for the two younger children. What's it called? The older child dies. The middle child dies as well. The youngest one makes it to a house of farmers, and they sound the alarm. So you know, two children have been murdered by a party member, by a PC, a player character. And you know, off to fucking flying start in it. Alright, but nobody knows this of the other party, and they all regroup and fight the monster. And Baron Redguard is like, yo, you killed children, that's not okay. And he summoned golems to fight them with the monster, you know, ally with the monster. So, oh my fucking god, they almost died. They were literally getting destroyed. And what saved it was Vic was actually rolling really well. Like, he was actually rolling really well, and that saved him. After defeating the
Tell me the
monster...
talking about his curse, though.
He didn't have a curse. Oh yeah, he had a curse, like, whenever he got angry, he would go supernova.
No, the Vic curse, just in general.
Oh yeah, the Vic curse, yeah. Being Vic is a curse.
Like, Vic, for some reason, always has a good first session, but then it's like he bleeds through and it just goes horrible.
Oh my god, and the thing is, okay, they go fight the cat person Appy was playing. He was going mad because Baron Redguard was literally fucking them all. What's it called? You know, he actually grabs Baron Redguard and just fucking, what's it called? Marks him. Oh yeah, okay, what the fuck, what happened after that? What the fuck was Copy doing actually?
Copy, this was after his character? I don't know, actually.
No, actually,
Copy
he wasn't there.
Oh yeah, you're right, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there. Basically, they had like 3 fits. So what happened then is like, what's it called? You know, they survived the encounter. They fuck off. They run away from the town. They go back into the city. But before they go back into the city, they actually see a patrol of Baron Redguard. Actually, like, you know, people with Baron Redguard's flags. And they decide, oh, we gotta stop them, we gotta kill them, we gotta do shit. And they see like a scout with a big scroll on it. And they were like, you know what? I think it was actually Eggsy. Was like, Agril, I'm gonna chase him, man. I'm gonna grab his ass. Turns out it was a mannequin, and the scroll was a giant explosive. As Baron Redguard would say, bamboozled once more.
Oh, there's no more aggro.
Oh, there is much more. Just give me a second.
Yeah, like that's
shooting people.
That side got fucked pretty hard.
They kinda deserved it though.
Well, fucking children murderer right there.
Oh, you're right. Okay,
But
so
I don't think you did it. I don't think you did that scene justice though, bro. Like, Okay, it was obvious that they were being cutesy with them, but
Yeah,
like,
it's
no,
like,
I need to
oh,
go.
this nice lady, she's sitting here in the grass. Why is she sitting there in the grass? You know,
Yeah,
they were
all
like,
on
you
the-
just want to play with her, you know. But no. Meat's on the menu, boy. Meat's back on the
Yeah.
menu, boys.
Fucking killing 2 kids, wrapping them up, and fucking suck and leaving them in there.
But yes. After that, they went back to the town because they couldn't defeat Baron Redguard's shit. I mean, there's too many people. It was unfeasible.
Too much Baron, not enough Redguard.
And they went back to Ashes, but Ashes set a trap for them. Because you see, Baron Redguard told them. Actually, no, I skipped the whole part, but it's not very important. They went to like a tomb where the undead were. It wasn't that important. It was literally just a filler quest. But yes, LeBron Redguard told Ashes, yo, this bitch is a child murderer, and if you catch her, I'm gonna pay you, and the people looking for the death of their children are gonna pay you, okay? And Ash is like, that's a sweet deal, my friend, my dude. Because, you know, he's a criminal. He is there for money, and, you know, people trusted him so fucking much. Like, I don't know why the fuck people trust the bad guys. It's like, why do you trust these evil people? I created an NPC to help them. They're like, yo, I don't trust this guy. I was like, why? Man, he's too helpful, you know, he's friendly. It was like fucking V playing there, like, you know, no trust nobody, not even yourself.
Except the evil ones.
Yes,
Always trust the evil ones.
You know, always trust the big bad guy of the fucking campaign. He is your
They will
best friend.
always be honest about how much they want to fuck you.
Exactly. But yes. They got trapped, and basically Ash was like, you know what, I don't want any of you, I just want the spider. And Appy was like, no, you can't have her, I love her, she's my mother, or something. I love her, I don't know. I guess he was the original simp for Spider Mommy. Alright. So he was like, yo, you can't kill her, man, that ain't cool. So they two died together like lovers. But yeah, they died together. Vic was the only one who actually escaped, and he carried Fitz's unconscious body, or actually,
Yeah, he had Vic was the only one who was awake after Ashes did that sleep spell thing.
Oh, you're right, because he was half elf.
Sleep. Yeah.
Oh, you're right, and you know they carry him out, and you know what, and they fuck off. You know they just run away.
So literally, out of everybody, there's only 2 players alive at that point.
And because they were wanted in the city now, because Baron Redguard set a bounty on their heads, they ran away into the wildlands. That's where they met Fire. They met Appy's other character, and they met Eggsy's other character.
Which was a fairy princess.
Actually, no, wait. They met them in the city. They weren't wanted.
Yeah, they met in the city before they went off.
Oh yes, right. They weren't wanted because of that. They were wanted because of something else. Okay, so basically, they did help a guy before this.
And Vic had a lot of money.
Yeah, Vic had a lot of money. They actually did help a guy before this that hired him to find like a necklace of his in an undead tomb. The question was nothing interesting, nothing spectacular, and therefore, you know, I'm not gonna mention it. But yeah, they did promise to be bodyguards to this guy. Okay, so you know, Vic has the choices of Eggsy, who's a bit boring, but he occasionally does shit. The Appy, who is he's reliable, you know, and Fitz, who does nothing. Who does he take to this very important quest?
Fitz.
Exactly, bingo was his name. I mean, Fitz kind of pissed me off at that point because, dude, like literally, you're here and you're doing nothing. But you know, it was Vic's choice. Okay, they go there. Vic is expecting some backup from Fitz, but Fitz is like, no, I'm just gonna pick. He actually said, I'm just picking my nose in the side.
5 seconds to insertion.
But yes, he was picking his nose to the side. And Vic met a girl, and I described she was like 4'5", 4'6". What was she called?
Executive character?
No, the Baroness.
She was pretty short. She was a little girl still. She was like one of the small princesses kind of deal. I don't remember.
She was very short.
Yeah, she was short. She
Alright.
was like, you could question how legal she was from it.
Alright, so fucking what's it called? And he was like, hey Agri, how old does she look? No, she looks very young. I would say she looks like a
Oh,
teenager.
no.
She's like a fucking teenager.
Preteen.
Oh no.
Something like that. I said like she's a bit taller for her age, but still not like, you know, pretty big. But he assumed he was 18, okay?
Yeah.
He assumed like he was like, okay, she's 18, fuck it. So she demanded for him to what's it called? Take her out of this castle because she was bored. So he turns her into a dove, puts her in his what's it called?
Well,
and fucks off into the town, okay? So and I think he leaves Fitz behind. That's the funny thing.
Friendly, last operator standing. Op 4
So what happens then?
secure a bomb. Destroy it.
What happens then is they go to the town. You know, they're having a grand old time, okay old time. They're outside Igon's shop, and the wizard and the fairy see them. Exy's an active character. They're like, dude, aren't you supposed to be like in the party and shit? Yeah, I should, but you know, I got this girl and taken out on a date. You know, and they're like, you know, questioning like, how old? They're like, how old are you? And she's like, I'm 13. And everyone was like, oh my fucking god, wait, what the fuck, dude? And he was like, no man, I thought she was 18. How about the ending stream?
I thought she was